Wow, 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 bow. Dun, 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 bow, bow, bow. Dun, 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 dun. As you kind of drive around, you're heading back towards the kind of near where your hometown is. Why don't you tell me what the name of the town was we were by at the start of the campaign?
We are next to. It's that one in between Washington and fucking Oregon. It's fuck. I
You
have to open up my
you really don't?
notes. Hold
I
on.
was about to say like it wasn't a secret.
I
It-
had notes written,
okay, it's
but I
not
forgot to open them up before I started.
okay. It's not a test. I mean,
It is. Uh, let's see. Unearthed League, Zero Pulls, a knife, armor, oxygen mask. I didn't write. Oh, Vancouver. We're
Yeah.
in Vancouver
Yep.
because I have Mayor of Vancouver, Charles Regis.
Mm-hmm. Regis. Yeah.
I'm
Um,
bad at spelling.
it's okay. It's fine.
Say he's Regis now.
Okay then. uh, um. So, as you head, so right, so you were leaving Vancouver, to head back towards your hometown, which is nearby the uh, oh God, I'm trying to find what that city. It was like it started with an O.
Yeah, yeah, I can't remember it off the top of my head.
Oh well.
Yeah.
So you head back, and as you're driving back, you can see that the gates are, well, they're not like shut, but you can tell that like they're like half shut. Like it's like a garage door almost. So like it's like halfway closed.
Yeah.
You can fit under still, but like big trucks, like delivery truck size, wouldn't be able to get through because it's later in the day. By the time you're heading back. Um,
Mm.
and as you drive in, again, there's two guards. Obviously, they stop you and they ask you. You know, the guy on the left. He's like, "All right, I'm gonna need to see some ID, sir." And
Oh yeah, yeah, sure. Hand him my ID.
sure, and he looks at it and he scans it with his like visor goggles, and he's like, "Oh," he kind of like gives you a wink and hands it back to you. He's like, "All clear," and he wave waves you like, move along, move along.
Just kind of nod and continue.
Yep. And as you go in, you can see the town's a little rough compared to obviously Vancouver, because Vancouver is much nicer than where you live. Um, and it's kind of like the slums. It's like, uh, in how do, you remember District 9?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like that. Like those kind of
Okay.
African style slums. They're pretty. There's not much technology here. Everyone's kind of kind of living off the land, kind of like farming style. 'Cause that's why, as a hunter, it makes sense for you to be around a lot of like farm type
Yeah,
things.
I gotcha.
And so you're in the main town. You're in the town square.
Nice. Um,
It has the typical things you'd expect to find. The blacksmith, someone he cleans animal skins and stuff. You'd have, people who,
right.
just kind of general. I mean, I don't know. It's a lot.
No, you're good. I
Yeah.
get it. Trying to think of what I should do because I still need to pay that. Do I know anyone here, like
Oh, of course.
specifically?
Yes, yes, yes. This guy, Frank Fiddlestone.
Okay.
He is the owner of the local winery, and every weekend he lets you have a free bottle of wine in exchange for any kill that's over 10 pounds of meat.
Fair enough.
Um, there's uh, Betsy Nordstrom. She happens to own the local weapons, arms kind of store. It's not really a store though. It's like one of those like side tent businesses where there's not really a back
Oh
or
yeah,
anything. And it's kind of mostly crude weapons, mostly coming from the Series company. Because there
of
are other
course.
gun companies, but Series is the cheapest. Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
most readily available.
yeah. It's kind of like the 22 ammunition.
Yeah.
It's everywhere. Uh,
Okay.
you also are kind of friends with one local cop, actually. His name is Buford Willoughby, and he pretty much spends most of his day not being a cop because he doesn't like to do his job, and that's why you've been able to
Right.
be friends with him. because he doesn't care.
Out of curiosity,
hmm
what is like? Are the cops all connected as far as like jurisdiction?
No. Well, there's like local city police. That's who you encountered inside the inside Vancouver,
Right.
and these are their own uh, police, obviously, for this
Okay.
city. You haven't seen any state police yet. Although the people in the government building, what that is a state building, so those
Mm.
would have been state police, but they're not. Like in terms of what they care about you, it's nothing, so it doesn't matter.
Oh,
you know, they don't
okay.
see you any differently because of their status in the government.
Right. Just making sure.
Yeah. Yeah, there's still local city and state police and such because it's too expensive to make everyone equipped to like with like the best stuff. So they need to have, they still need to have regimented segments. You know.
Sounds good to me.
hmm
Means I have less of a worry before someone finds me.
Sure.
Uh,
yeah.
um. So then, what I'm gonna want to do,
hmm
try and I think I'm gonna head to the the winery
Okay. Sure. Sure.
and go see my friend there.
All right. You go ahead and drive on up your loud engine of your motorcycle roaring through the very empty streets. Almost, well, not empty, but there's no real traffic in the streets because again, not
Yeah.
many people have vehicles here. So you're the only one kind of just driving through an open road for like a good 2 miles before you end up getting to the winery. And of course, when I just said his name. You wrote this all down, yes? Did you write this
Ah,
down?
this
Fuck.
time I didn't. The
Fuck.
one time I didn't, and now
Fucking hell.
Tom Fiddlesticks,
I think so. Oh, Frederick Fiddlesticks. Frederick.
Frederick, Frederick. Hold on,
I'm writing this down now.
I'm gonna write down
I'm gonna forget to. I just
Frederick
or Fred. I called him Fred. I think I called him Fred.
Dick Weiner.
Yes, yes, yes.
That's Wiener. That's how you spell that.
And then there was Buford Nordstrom and Betsy. What was her last name? She had a last name. Willoughby. Yeah, that's what it was.
Willoughby.
There we go.
This Betsy Willoughby. What does she do again?
Betsy Willoughby. She's the gun owner, the weapons.
Ah, yes.
She owns the weapons. Buford is the cop that you know, and Frederick works at the winery. And I'm writing
The
it down
cop is
myself.
Buford.
Buford, yeah, Buford Nordstrom. He's a city cop. Anyway, so you go up to the winery. You can see that it's pretty empty because obviously not many people can afford to buy his wine. There is, however, a small little kind of like a Jeep that's currently being loaded up with some crates because you presume they're going to be shipped out to be sold to other places. That's how the business would stay open.
Right.
Being located in such a poor town, shipping out to Vancouver. Um, and you can see Fred's there, kind of overseeing the moving process. He has a couple of his workers there too, of course, and then there's the driver of the Jeep. He's just kind of waiting in his car for it to get loaded up. He's not even helping.
Yeah, just watching.
Yep.
Just kind of walk over and greet him. Hey, Frederick, how you doing?
And he looks over. He's like, "Oh, Jay, my boy," and he's kind of an older, dark-skinned man with quite a thick beard, but only on his neck. So he does because he can't shave very well below his chin for
Hmm.
some reason. It's been a problem for many years, but he doesn't know why. He just can't seem to grasp the idea of the best way to get at that area. So he just has a neck beard, and
Okay.
yep, and he's balding. He's old. You can tell he's in his 60s, and he's like, "Hey, you're back. Where have you been all this time?"
Oh, I went out to town, to the Vancouver, and got fucking swindled. So fun stuff.
Swindled? How'd they swindle you?
I brought in 100 pounds of meat and got paid, and then suddenly some dame at a fucking restaurant took it all, and then the cops have her for questioning, and of course, I'm not allowed anywhere near there.
Mm. Well,
So,
that sounds like quite a pickle you're in. Can I interest you in a new pickled wine?
it does sound good. Unfortunately, I'm kind of short on pretty much everything right now.
I'll give it to you in a shot glass on the house, and he gives you like the tiniest possible drips of wine, and he kind of like fumbled with his shaky hand over to you, and there's like a drop. You could like stick your tongue in it.
Yeah.
um,
Well, I appreciate it and drink it,
okay.
lick it.
Yeah.
Uh,
The taste to you tastes like someone left pickles out for about 3 days, then put them back in the jar.
that's about exactly what I was expecting
Yeah.
from a pickle wine.
Yeah. Um,
Oh, that's perfect.
yeah. Yeah. And he says, "Have you heard the news of on the television that they're trying to do new research on our other chunks?"
I did hear that. I think it's a whole bunch of just trying to get people to pay more taxes for that kind of crap. There's no way any of those chunks are still living. They didn't have the type of fucking resources we did.
That's true. But I must say there was a local enforcement officer here waiving some sort of a application process. He posted it up at the local town square for anyone who wants to sign up. They've already dragged 2 people away.
Oh my god, are they doing what, some kind of space ranger program?
It's not clear. They just said it's volunteer only unless directed otherwise.
Ha, of course, except directed otherwise. That is their usual MO, isn't it?
Well, they say if you
Uh,
volunteer, you get some swanky benefits.
maybe I'll look into it. I have been here for a long time.
Ah, that you have, my boy, and this guy's known you your whole life essentially because of
Yeah.
how old he is.
Oh, well, I think I'm gonna turn in for the day. I'll see you later.
Yeah, do good on you, boy. Get some good sleep. Tomorrow it's gonna be the new bottle of wine for you if you got my meat.
Of course. I'll see you tomorrow.
He's like, man, do I love my buffalo, and he kind of like walks off, licking his lips, and
Uh,
And as you leave, you can see the Jeep that was being loaded is finally finished, and it drives off back towards Vancouver. And as it drives off, you can see the as some like dirt like gets flung onto your bike
oh,
because of how careless he is, the driver,
yeah.
and he
Damn
drives
it.
off.
Just kind of mumble to myself, God damn it. Fucking, go over, sweep off the fucking dirt from the bike.
Sure, sure. Why don't you make a perception check for me?
How do I do that?
That is.
What roller is that?
Oh, sure. That's gonna be. You're gonna roll. It's in here somewhere. Ah, it's wisdom, and add 2 to it.
Okay. You're gonna hate me here. I forgot to pull up my character.
I can just
'Cause
tell you, you have, well, the way it works is that your wisdom is +0, and then you have a +2 on perception. So you roll a d20 and then add 2 to it.
perfect. What the fuck? No, I didn't want to add a d20. What the fuck?
Mm.
I got a 20, and then a 22.
Well, isn't that just sweet? So you critically succeed at viewing your surroundings. Um, and
You're the saltiness.
I mean, well, I don't know. It just seems a little silly to critically see
I
everything, but whatever.
I would agree, but I have no control here.
As you're leaving the winery, you can see that over at the Betsy is handing over some merchandise under the table to seemingly um, You can tell they have some sort of a high status among the community, likely, but you can't quite tell who it is. And he has 2 bodyguards with him.
Okay.
hmm
Oh, that's it. Okay.
Yeah, that's why you see
Okay.
it. Because otherwise, you would have, if you failed, you would have just seen that Betsy was kind of just had a long line in front of her or something.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind
Um,
of how it works generally. It's like
no, you're
you
good.
see extra.
It was just the pacing of the sentence. I thought you were like mid
Sorry.
sentence. Yeah. Okay. Hold on. I gotta shrink down my web page for my dice roller
Sure.
because it's one of those like where it gets kind of funky. Perfect. There we go. Nice little compact dice roller. So she's got 2 guys of kind of importance in her fucking place. I don't think I want to see Betsy yet. I've got my gun. My gun's good.
hmm
I've got plenty of ammo for my gun, right?
Yeah, I'm not worrying about. I never worry about ammo and this kind of stuff because otherwise
Okay.
it makes people like the bowcasters and stuff have a lot of trouble. If you keep worrying
Yeah.
about ammo, it's really stupid. I just never bother with that.
No, I'm fine with that. That makes my life
It's
easier.
solar charged. There you go.
That works for me.
It's solar charged and it can crystallize the particles into bullets.
I'm so okay with this.
Yeah, it's it's
Uh,
fine with me. All weapons are like that.
my kind
No
of
one's gonna
fucking
run out
gun.
of ammo. It's just the weapons themselves and what they do. It's made people quite
Uh,
inventive.
but yeah, fucking uh, my brain, if it would like to come back, I would appreciate it. Yeah,
Mhm.
I don't think I'm gonna visit Betsy. She seems like a nice lady, but I don't think I want to see who her special friends are at the time. Um,
That's fine. Yeah.
I was actually. What time is it?
At this point now, it's about 3 in the afternoon.
Oh, I have time. Oh fuck, I have time. Uh,
Yeah, if you have any crazy ideas or anything, go for it. Like, yeah.
I'm gonna hop back on my bike and
Okay.
so I have. You have my. I'm sorry. I'm searching desperately and I can't
I
seem to find
I
my
can see the character sheet.
character sheet.
I see it. What do you
So I'm a ranger. I have tracking, right? Like animal tracking.
you have Oh, I gotta Oh, I see. It's hidden under a tab under like features and traits, I believe. It's not like directly printed on the let me see. You should. Proficiency, you're really good at investigation, athletics and perception. Um let's see here. Tracking specifically would just kind of be like I'd make you do like animal handling or nature or it's like one of those things where like it just depends what you're trying to track
Hmm.
and then I would give you a test for it. There's no like specific I'm going to animal track kind of a thing. You got to tell me what you want to
Oh.
do and I'll give you a test for it. That's how D&D
Uh,
generally works.
well, I'm new.
It's okay.
Uh.
No, it's okay. That's why I'm explaining. Like it's fine. I'm not mad.
Uh. Oh. So. What I'm thinking is
hmm
I want to try and just find a couple of hares.
Oh, okay.
It's 3 o'clock. I got time.
Yeah, definitely.
Go out and kill a couple of fucking rabbits.
For sure. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
those should be really easy to catch and kill.
Oh yeah, you have plenty of experience dealing with that.
Yeah.
So you can go ahead and you're gonna head. Would you say like how far out away from the hometown would you say you're gonna head out? You're going in the woods, obviously, but about how many miles do you think?
I would say I'd head about probably just 5 miles
Okay,
out because I'm not looking for buffalo. I'm just looking for rabbits.
sure, sure. So as you drive out, you know the area very well. You even kind of drive on this little trail that kind of leads out into the woods. And as you're driving, you go ahead and make a perception check.
Okay. Uh, so D20
+2, yes.
plus
D20
two,
plus
so
2.
that's even 15.
Okay. As you're driving, you look around the kind of your surroundings, and you don't see any particular obstacles that have changed in your path at all, and you manage to get to the end of the road without any incident. Um, and once you get there, you can see you see your very familiar hunting grounds, kind of, and make an intelligence roll, please.
which is gonna be
just raw intelligence. You just roll a d20. You don't have any bonuses to intelligence right now.
Oh no!
What'd you get?
Oh what?
You have forgotten where the rabbit homes are.
God damn it!
So you had them set up and marked, but for some reason you forgot exactly how you marked it. So
God damn it!
you're gonna have to just kind of aimlessly wander around for a rabbit. So it'll eat up
That's
more of your time, essentially.
that's fine.
Yeah. So
I'll just
yeah. So what weapon are you gonna be using to hunt the rabbits with? Because you do have two.
the
So
knife.
the knife. Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
not gonna fucking blast what's left of a rabbit
Fair.
into non-existence.
Fair enough. So you go ahead and it takes you about 3 hours before you can find a rabbit home. So it's about 6 o'clock, and you finally stumble on. You've actually found a small family of about 6 of them, and they're all kind of like eating like I don't know, what do rabbits eat in the wild, like mushrooms? I don't know, whatever they eat.
Whatever that normally
It's some sort of
does.
grass thing. I don't know. It's probably just grass or something, but because at the farm, my grandma just feeds them oats. Like I don't know what they get in the wild.
Yeah, they just eat whatever they can.
Yeah, but they're just eating. They're chilling. They're not doing anything crazy.
Perfect.
Yep.
So I'm just gonna. I don't want to just attack 6 fucking rabbits with a knife. That's a bad plan. I'm gonna try and like set up a few traps, like just kind of like use the shovel and kind of like dig a few like random holes around
Mm-hmm.
the rabbit nest,
Okay. Yeah.
and then break a little stick and stick it in there, pointy.
Sure. How many holes do you want to make?
I'll make 6.
6. Okay. So go
Not
ahead.
super deep holes, just
No, no,
semi.
no, that should be fine.
Yeah.
Go ahead and if you could roll a strength check with disadvantage.
So 20 with
You roll.
what's my disadvantage?
It means you roll twice and take the lowest number.
Oh, okay.
That's what
13.
disadvantage is. Okay. And then you add your strength modifier, which is +2, as you can see in your
So 15.
under saving throw modifiers. That's where you find it.
I can't find my character sheet.
You still can't find a character
I
sheet.
don't know if I downloaded it or if it's just
You
on
just go to
the-
my campaign. You just view the campaign you're in, and then you can see your character.
I'm sorry.
And then you should. No, I'm not mad. It's fine. it happens. So
So D&D Beyond.
Yep. And you should be able to just log into your account and you'll find
I know I'm horrible. I should have been prepared before.
it's okay.
Homebrew. Nope. Characters. There we go.
Yep.
Yeah, there it is. Okay.
Woo.
Cool.
Yep. So you managed to successfully go ahead and bend out the kink in the shovel, and that'll make digging the holes much easier for you. So it won't.
Perfect.
So you'll be able to easily, angle the shovel so you don't have to weave it around rocks and stuff.
That works for me.
Yeah. So go ahead and roll a stealth check.
Okay, so stealth is.
Stealth is dexterity.
Oh, okay. Oh, cool. So I get a +2.
Yep.
Holy shit. 19.
Yep. You managed to sneak around the rabbits, and you go ahead and dig your first hole. Make another stealth check. We're doing this 5 more times. I mean, that's how many holes you want to make.
14.
That's. Do you add 2 to that?
Yeah.
Yep. You're good. Yeah, I have a fail number in my head essentially, so I'm just gonna have you keep rolling until you get done with your however many holes you make or you fail.
17.
Good. Yep. 2 more times.
3.
Okay. So, as you go ahead and try and dig your 4th hole, you accidentally, when you try and dig, because you're trying to be efficient and get it all in one scoop, you accidentally bang the shovel onto a rock that was buried below some of the dirt. And as it dings, you can see all the rabbits kind of like stand up on their hind legs and they start sniffing around. Go ahead and make a nature check, which is intelligence.
Okay. So I have no modifier to intelligence. I got an 8.
Okay. You loosely try and throw some dirt onto your body to mask your scent, but it doesn't seem to do much. And 2 of the rabbits run off.
Fuck. Can I try and throw my knife at one of them to pin it down?
At one of the fleeing rabbits?
Yeah.
Sure. Go ahead and roll on. You're throwing it. I guess we'll call it dexterity, and we can add. Would we really add anything? No, you wouldn't really add anything for just throwing something. Just dexterity. Yeah.
15.
All right. Yep. You successful. You throw the knife, and it goes whizzing between the ears of one of them and hits the one that was further in front. And it as the knife flies. Obviously, you can't have the battery powered like flame part on while you're throwing it, but the actual raw blade is enough to be able to go ahead and slice directly through the back neck of the rabbit, and it just kind of gets mounted into a tree.
Perfect.
And it's of course, and its head almost detaches from its body as it's slowly bleeding.
Just pinned into fucking place.
Yeah, and the other rabbit is obviously scared, and it's gonna go ahead and roll a stealth check, actually.
Okay. Oh, fuck yeah. You said stealth is dexterity as well?
Yep, you get both bump.
19.
Perfect. Yeah, the bunny screams, but none of the other bunnies seem to notice. The one who was watching. Yeah.
Is there any rocks around me?
Of course. Yeah, there's plenty.
I'm gonna try and pick up a small stone, like decently, like one you would fit, like
yeah,
in your hand, and try and peg the other rabbit in the fucking head.
Okay, so that's gonna be athletics.
Okay.
Because it's strength now.
Okay.
Because it's not about accuracy; it's just about being able to lift the rock, throw a weird object, essentially, an awkward shaped object. Yeah.
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 Yeah. Okay. So athletics.
Be an athletics.
Oh, I have a +2. Yeah. I got 9.
Okay, you manage to throw the rock and it bounces off of something before, like off of the ground a little bit, and you manage to, while the bunny was screaming, you managed to pin down its like back right foot and kind of crush it, but it's still moving around like screaming and stuff. So it's like pinned, but it's not dead or anything at all.
I'm going to.
Oh, and roll another stealth check because its screams are getting louder as you've just pegged it in the foot.
21.
The other bunnies do not notice.
Poor fucking rabbit.
Yeah.
They're like, is that a chainsaw? What's happening out there?
All right.
I'm gonna just bum rush and try and just snap the rabbit's neck, like catch it and snap its neck.
The one that's pinned down, or one of the?
Yeah.
Okay.
One that's pinned down.
Well, it's pinned down, so it has nowhere to run. So essentially, just go ahead and make an animal handling check.
Okay. I got 7.
Okay, because it's moving around and stuff. You awkwardly kind of are able to. Well, how are you killing it? You're just punching it, beating it to death.
Like snapping its neck.
Yeah, so you like crinkle its neck, and as you do so, you can see that you've accidentally broken it in the wrong spot. So a little bit of extra meat ends up being wasted, being attached to the head still.
God damn it!
But it is dead. You've essentially tried to pull it and rip it in half, and it ripped in half kind of the wrong way.
Fuck.
But it's dead.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Fucking gruesome.
I'm so close to just grabbing a board and whacking the shit out of the next couple rabbits that come out like whack-a-mole.
Okay. So the other rabbits still don't know what you did because you didn't use your gun or anything, so it's all
so
silent.
I've got 4 rabbits left.
Yep.
I'm gonna grab my knife.
Okay. And as you pull it out of the tree, the rabbit head flops separately down from the rest of the body.
I'm gonna go ahead and just toss both of these rabbit bodies in my bag real quick.
Okay. You do so easily, yeah.
Kind of done.
Yep. You can count 2 as in your inventory. Yep. 2 rabbit carcasses, each weighing in about 4 pounds each. So you need at least 1 more rabbit to get to the 10 if you want that free bottle of wine.
Or try and pay my debt.
That too. So anyway, yeah, you've captured these.
Typing, I'm slow.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah, so I've got those 2. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take the knife and try and like grab a few sticks and just sharpen them real quick.
You do
like,
so
just
easily.
Do it.
Yeah. Yeah, in the time you've been doing this, it's only been half an hour. It's about 6:30.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to try and sneak up to the cave,
Okay.
like the bunny nest.
Yeah.
And then I'm just gonna furiously try and stab every rabbit I can,
Oh.
and we'll go from there.
Okay. So how are you? Okay. So it's a cave. It is a cave.
Okay.
It's like, you've seen Winnie the Pooh, right?
Yeah.
Or yeah, it's kind of like one of those hole in the ground kind
Like
of.
okay.
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
only one entrance kind of a thing. So you stand at the entrance, and all the bunnies are scared, obviously, and they're all gonna try and flee past you
Yeah. And I'm just gonna try and mad stab as many as I can
with the sticks
with my knife,
or your knife.
and yeah, and then the sticks are for if they try and run, try and throw a stick at them.
Fair enough. All right, so they all run out at the same time, obviously, because they're all scared at the same time. Go ahead and roll some 4 dexterity rolls.
We have a 7.
Okay, one of them slips by.
I 20.
The other one gets instantly impaled and drops dead on your knife.
A 17.
The other one, it tries to run around your right, and as you're done stabbing the first one, you quickly pull it out and like backhand the the rabbit in its stomach.
A 8.
And doing so, you see the last one kind of jump between your legs, and as you try and swipe, you cut off a little bit of its tail, but it manages to slip by, and 2 rabbits are now running away.
Okay, now I'm gonna throw the spears at the sticks that I sharpened at the rabbits that are running away.
Sure, go ahead and roll athletics.
Athletics is a +2 as well, so we're gonna be 14.
All right. That stick manages to clip one of the bunny's shoulder, and it slumps onto the ground, but it is not dead, and it is still
Okay.
slowly trying to crawl away.
I'm gonna throw the next spear at that one, the one that got clipped in the shoulder.
All right. Roll again. Same thing with advantage.
15.
You managed to. I mean, you hit it in its other shoulder, and it's now brutally pinned and bleeding out. It will die within a couple minutes, but it's not
Perfect. I'm just
actively dead.
gonna collect all my meat.
Okay. And as you
I walk over and stab the fucking rabbit.
okay.
Bleeding.
Okay. You now have 5 rabbit carcasses in your inventory.
Yes.
And if you
And
it'll be a
one
total.
traumatized bunny.
Yeah, it'll be a total of about 20 pounds of meat.
Okay. Perfect.
Because each rabbit's about 4 pounds.
There's just one rabbit out in the wild that's very traumatized from its day.
Yeah.
It's like everyone died horribly. There's one angry giant and he killed everyone.
Yeah. All right. So
Oh,
you got the meat. It's now about 7 o'clock at night.
What time does Vancouver close?
It closes roughly around 9.
Okay.
About when it gets dark, because it's the winter. It's like it's always winter, because there's no like sun or anything.
Right.
But they've arbitrarily decided that at 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
It's always dark because there's no lights. All the lights are coming from your vehicles and like the local city lights and stuff.
Yeah.
There's no sun.
When
So.
when does the meat place close? The guy who sells I sell meat to pay for stuff.
You can make it there in roughly an hour, and he should be open till 8:30 because all businesses are required to close a half hour before the city closes. That way, people have the chance to leave or enter the city.
Okay.
Where they live.
I'm gonna take all the meat, jump on my bike and just speed full force as fast as I can, flooring it towards the city.
Of course, you as you rev your engine and you start like, and it like kind of echoes through the woods and such. Go ahead and make another perception check with disadvantage.
Oh fuck. Do I have any modifiers to help me?
No. Perception should be +2.
Oh, okay. So then 11.
After both rolls?
Yeah.
All right.
My second one was a 9.
Okay. That's fine. Oh, well, then you take the worst one. That's how it works. You roll 2 dice.
No, yeah. And then you said it's a +2?
Oh, yes. Yeah. The +2 is added after. Yes.
Yeah.
All good. So then, as you're driving off, you hear a faint, what sounds like a bunny scream as you drive off. You don't know why it screamed, but yeah,
It's not having a good day.
yeah,
I'm just gonna chalk it up to that.
yeah.
Rabbit's having a bad day.
Yeah. And as your bike kind of curves around the corner and starts heading into the main town, you can see that the shops are starting to get a little bit more activity as people are coming back from their jobs. You know, like working
Yeah.
in the steel mines and stuff, and being woodcutters. So the city's a lot more crowded. So I'm gonna need you to roll a dexterity check to see how well you can weave through traffic, of the foot traffic.
20.
You magically like zip around. You're like drifting and stuff. It's like genius.
Yeah. I'm apparently fantastic on a motorcycle.
You easily, well, you've been doing it for a long time. It's
But
not surprising.
God, I forgot where those fucking rabbits lived.
And well, yeah, it's a long way. I mean, I don't know how you forgot where they live, but oh well. So you skate around. You're brilliant at motorcycling, but you can't remember where a rabbit lives. So who knows?
Yeah.
So you easily get through the foot traffic, and you head your way through the very dead road connecting in between, and you pull up to the gates at about 8:00.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah. So you go ahead and drive up, and the guard stops you. He's like, "We're closing in an hour. What do you want?"
Sell meat and pay my debt.
He's like, "Sounds good to me." And he like hands hold out his hand.
Hand my, passport and
Yeah.
all that good shit out to him.
Yeah, it's just your ID, and he scans it, and he's like, "All clear," and he hands it to you, and you're able
Thank
to
you very
drive in.
much.
Yep. And
Cool. So yeah, I'm gonna beeline for the fucking
sure.
meat boy.
Go ahead
My
and roll
friend
another
Jeb.
dexterity check to weave through the foot traffic in Vancouver.
15.
Okay. One grocery stand gets a little bit of its supplies knocked to the ground from
Sorry.
the wind of your vehicle. But otherwise, everything's fine. And of course, that person's shouting at you like "fuck you, bastard," and like
Yeah.
he's pissed. And you can see
Sorry
that
about that.
and as you look back, you can see the. Well, actually, roll a perception. Let's see what you roll. Perception.
I have a bonus for perception.
+2.
No?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Sorry. What is perception off of? Oh,
Wisdom.
no, I have my own thing. Okay.
But
I
you
was like,
have a proficiency. You have a
yeah, I
baseline.
have a proficiency in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that would be a 11.
Yep. As you look back, you can see that a bunch of homeless people have started to steal the food that was knocked onto the ground.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. So that guy's not happy. So
That's gonna suck later.
you drive up to the Jeb's store, and you kind of rush in, I guess, because you're in such a hurry, and you kind of
Right.
burst open the doors, and there's not much of a line anymore. You're able to easily walk up to the counter.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So yeah, walk up and toss the bag up there with all the meat on it,
And
and
as
just kind of
yeah.
yeah.
And it weighs in. Jeb kind of walks over. He's like, "JJ, my boy," and he's,
Hey Jeb,
happy
fucking
and stuff. Yeah.
finally got the meat. Get it? Got to go pay my debt before officers get a stick up their butt.
Ah, yes. Well, this is rabbit meat, son. So unfortunately, I can't give you quite as much as I did for the buffalo. You understand?
Yeah, of course. I get. All
Okay.
good.
And he kind of weighs it in, and he's like, "I'm gonna need your card, son, for the
Oh yeah,
credit card to pay you."
Hand them my card.
Yeah. And takes it. He's like, "Well, I don't want you being scammed this time, so I'll tell you what. You can watch how I do this stuff." And he kind of like pulls. He actually, because he's so strong, he picks up his whole register and like moves it to the front just to show you. And you see him do the math for it, and it comes out to about 2,000 credits for 20 pounds of rabbit meat.
Perfect.
Yeah. Which is, for the record, significantly less than the 10,000 that you got for buffalo, but
It's still plenty.
yeah. Yeah. Again, no one like you brings in this much meat in a regular basis, because you're the only one with the stuff to do it. So it's high value.
Well, apparently all I need is a fucking knife.
I guess. Anyway, so he shows you the transaction, and he hands you back your credit card, and he takes the meat off of the scale and starts bagging it up.
Thank you so much, Jeb. Have a great day.
He's like, oh, well, you have a good one too, JJ. You better come back soon. I can't feed my whole family forever.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna race to the fucking place to pay.
Okay. As you run back to your bike, I'm gonna need you to go ahead and what would we call this?
Always encouraging.
We could call this a. We'll call it medicine. It's not medicine, but I don't have a technology skill, so
that's why
we're gonna call it medicine. So go ahead and roll medicine.
7.
All right. As you rev your bike, it kind of fizzles out and it's empty.
Oh fuck! Grab some stuff.
You haven't filled fuel since since you left Vancouver. So
when I was headed back towards Vancouver, I was like, no, it'll be fine. Yes, shoveling snow in.
Yeah. Fuck. I'm not gonna remind you every time. That's kind of.
No, you're good.
So you fill it up. It instantly begins to hum again and you drive off towards the government office, the big what do I call it? Like, was it a courthouse? I don't know.
Yeah,
we'll call it a courthouse.
Stuff.
Yeah. And so you drive up and you're like running back up because there's stairs. You kind of run up the stairs, kind of like the Schoolhouse Rock. Remember? And as you get to the top, they're like, "Hold it! We're going to be closing in 15 minutes, right? Because it's now about like 8:15."
Yeah, just here to pay my debt.
He's like, "All right, sounds good, sir." And he just scans you. Actually, he doesn't even need your ID because you've been here once, so you're in the system now.
Right.
And they're like, "All right, he's clear," and no warrants or anything. They can clearly see the violation though.
Right.
So you run up and the vending machine. I guess it's a vending machine. It's an ATM kind of. Is there? No line. You can just walk up.
Just gonna pay it as quick as possible.
Sure. You go in. You swipe your card, and the transaction says, payment confirmed, 2,000 credits, and it pays your 2,000 credits.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course, it took the whole 2,000. So whatever.
And it says like, would you like to view your receipt?
Sure. Yes.
All right. And it says charges as follows: 100 credits for disruption of police interactions with a suspect. And then it says 1,000 credits for delayed payment. And then it says 1,000 credits for excessive delayed payment.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to leave.
Take my card. Yep. You head out. No issue leaving. And the city's about to go into lockdown. So do you want to stay in the city or do you want to head back out to where you live?
I'll head back out to where I live.
Sure.
Hop on my bike and head home.
Yep. You managed to speed out at about like 8:55, and as you're driving off, you can hear like kind of almost a siren, like a warning bell almost, as the gates close on the city.
Okay.
Because they don't want to, letting everyone know they're shutting down and stuff.
If you ain't in, get in, and if you ain't wanting to be in, get out.
Yeah. It's like those doors don't open until 6 a.m. tomorrow, so.
Yeah.
You get out just fine though, and you drive back to your kind of hometown area.
Nice.
Yeah, all good, barely, but yeah.
So far, I've murdered fucking yaks or fucking bison and fucking
rabbits and
rabbits. Just fucking shit up, man.
Hell yeah! No, you're doing great. No, you're doing really good actually. I mean, to be fair, it wouldn't have been all such a tight thing if you just remembered where the rabbits were, but so anyway, you drive back. Are you getting now? The town you're going to isn't actually closing as much. It's just the big major cities. They're closing at 9. This is a smaller town. They don't have big gates. Obviously, you can hang around the town as much as you want. Businesses still tend to close till like around 11. But and there's like of course grocers and general things you would expect to find. There's a bank area and stuff for like people who don't have a card, or just a cash transaction bank kind of thing.
Yeah. I think I'm just gonna head to my house.
All right. As you as you drive up to your house, it's kind of like a wood cabin style, and it's about maybe like double your current apartment that you're living in of size. And
That's a pretty nice size place.
yeah, well, you're rich because you're the only one who can. I mean, it's kind of the
Fair.
implication here. Yeah, and you go in, and as you walk in, there's a light, kind of like a camera on the top of your door, and it scans your full body. You can see like a nice blue laser shimmer down, and it says homeowner detected. And after a bit, you hear like a little fizz and a crack, and then kind of like a powering down, and it says defense is lowered. Welcome home, sir. And the scanner like closes and stuff.
Perfect. I'm gonna bring all my stuff inside.
Mm-hmm.
Gun. I'm just making sure.
Yep.
Bringing everything inside.
You're wheeling your bike inside?
I'm gonna empty the tank for the bike and kind of pull it around the side of the house.
Okay. Yeah. As you're walking around the side of the house, go ahead and roll a perception check.
22.
As you're walking around, you think you hear like some like cracking of sticks and stuff, and you have no reason to assume otherwise. Like it's probably a bunny because of where you live. Yeah.
Okay. I'm just gonna kind of keep my hand on my knife and maybe kind of wedge the bike up against the house to where maybe it'd make some noise if somebody tried to grab it.
Sure.
Yeah. Then I'm just gonna head inside.
Okay. You go ahead and head inside. You can hear there's another voice inside for like your home care stuff, and it says, "Welcome to your living room, sir. Would you like a foot massage?"
No, I'm good. Just minute to breathe.
and they say, "Are you having trouble respirating? Do you need to replace your air filter?"
Not that way. Thank you though.
And it says, "Understood. Do you want any sort of entertainment?"
Just the local news.
Okay. And your TV kind of switches on. It's about a 24-inch TV, and so about it's not horrible.
Yeah, it's a decent TV.
And the local news, you can see there's an anchorman who's kind of just sitting at his desk, kind of like shuffling papers, and he's like, "Well, everybody, as you know, the city's closing for another wonderful night. The local news today, we made some arrests, which was really beautiful. And as always, we have to commend all of our brave officers for putting their lives on the line in order to protect the streets. Because as you know, no one can be trusted." And, scare tactics, making people worry about criminals and...
Oh yeah, all the classics.
Yeah, and then it says, "Now we're going to be turning to our local reporter, where apparently an incident happened in the city earlier today." And there's a kind of a skinny, kind of like very pushover kind of looking guy. He kind of like begrudgingly points the mic over to someone, and they're kind of a beefier looking woman. She's very upset. And they're like, do you want?" And the guy's like, do you want to explain what happened here today?" And the woman's like, "Hell yeah, I do. Some idiot destroyed my produce."
Oh, damn it.
And then he's like, "Well, when was this, madam?" And he says, "Well, I don't know. Probably when the city was closing. He might have stole some too. I don't know. I know I lost all my goods after he went by." And they're like, "Would you like to describe the person or persons who might have done this?" And they're like, "Well, I couldn't get a good look at him, but he was driving that fancy motor thingy."
Fuck off.
And he's like, okay, well, we don't know what a motor thingy is. Do you mean a scooter, a transportation device of some other sort? And they're like, "I don't know the name of it. I ain't never seen one before." And he's like, "All right, you heard it here first, folks." And he kind of just walks off.
Transportation thingy.
Yeah, and he's like, "It would seem a deranged local seems to assume that someone is flying or somewhat." And then the person in the background shouts, "That's not what I said!" And they're like, "We don't know who did this or what, but we know that the homeless are eating well tonight, and that should be heartwarming." And
Love it.
Yeah. And then the anchor's like, well, it's about 9 o'clock now. We're going to be closing up for the day. I hope you all have enjoyed a wonderful news broadcast. And of course, the government will always keep you safe. And the program kind of shuts down. And you can see instead of like a local commercial start playing and stuff. Do you wish to keep watching, or do you want to do
I'll
anything?
turn it off.
Okay. I can go into commercial, like, if you
No,
want.
you're good.
You know.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck. Fun.
Yeah.
Fuck that bitch. Fucking look, yeah, you should strap your shit down. Anyways.
A butler sounding voice in the kitchen says, sir, would you like some refreshments at all, or a meal?
Sure. What do we got?
And it says, well, as usual, sir, go ahead and place any food items onto our scanner, and we'll tell you the options for today. So you gotta like get the ingredients and like put them on the thing, and then they'll make it for you.
Do I have any food in my home?
Of course, you have plenty of meat. You know, you do hunting all the time. You have some like veggies and such, and
I'll just toss a bunch of rando shit on there.
Okay. And the computer scans it. It's like, right. Would you like to do something like a casserole, or perhaps stew, or we could just we don't have to use all the ingredients, though. With your selection of things, I suppose we could do sort of a buffet style.
Let's do a small casserole, and everything else we'll put back.
And they're like, all right. And would you like to add it to yesterday's casserole?
Oh, right. I have yesterday's casserole. You know what? Let's heat up yesterday's casserole. Let's do that. That'll be a better.
And he says, "All right, we will get that started for." And it like all the ingredients kind of lower into the cabinet space where it's not a real cabinet.
Yeah.
It's like an oven, and then it rises, and then you see in a glass container 2 layers, and it says, "On the bottom, sir, your yesterday's casserole, and on the top layer, your new casserole." And it opens, and you're ready to go.
Yep.
And at this point, you could just eat, and it would restore health points essentially. At the end of the day, you'd be replenished. This is like kind of like a way to recharge all your stats. If you had any special, like if this was regular D&D, you'd recharge spells, redo everything.
Right.
Anything you feel like you need to get done for your personal character, you can go ahead and do. If you need to do if you want to like craft something with like any items you might have, or anything you really want to do, this is your chance to do it. This is your opportunity.
I think I'm good. I had a pretty successful day.
All right.
I have like bikes outside and it's fine.
All right.
We made money.
All right.
Yeah.
No, that's totally fine with me, dude. So the next question is, we've reached kind of our first milestone. You can go ahead and put 1 skill point into one of your stats.
Fuck yeah.
As well, if you'd like, or you can save it.
I'm looking to see if there's any I want to put a skill point into. For right now, you know what? Are we going to be using medicine as kind of like science?
For now, but that's not how it works. So you look at proficiencies, all have a little thing next to it. So medicine is a wisdom skill. So you level up your wisdom, and then it would boost your other stuff.
Level up. Okay.
You level up your actual stats, your core 6, and then that'll help your proficiencies.
Fuck yeah. Then yeah, I would like to put a fucking point in intelligence.
Or would you mean intelligence or wisdom? I just want to be super sure. Okay.
Intelligence.
Because that's not the medicine one. I just want you to know. Okay. That is perfectly fine. So the way it works is I actually go in here, and I'm going to go ahead and add a +1 to it.
Ooh, thank you.
And hopefully it works on yours. You might need to refresh the page. I hope. Did that change it? That might not have changed it.
Has not changed on mine yet.
It should say intelligence has gone up 1. That is not the right score. You should be at an 11.
Refresh again. There we go.
20. What the fuck? No.
I'm now at 16 plus 3 intelligence.
Hold on. You're at 11. There you go. All
there
right.
it is. Okay, perfect.
Yeah. Intelligence could also be used for technology. I haven't quite I've been working slowly on trying to make a fair new stat sheet for science fiction, but I haven't quite gotten there yet. So we're just going to keep using this. And don't worry, I'll
That's
transfer over your stats and all that when I make the new
yeah.
sheet. But for now, we're just using this.
That's completely fine.
Okay. So how many hours do you want to sleep for? Because in this world, you can actually because of your chip that lets the government read your thoughts and such. You can actually administer just like kind of like sleep medicine and stuff, and you can sleep, and it can give you adrenaline to wake you up. So you don't.
I'm
There's no
gonna.
real like I drift to sleep anymore. You can just choose how long you want to sleep for.
It's what time? It's
It's
about 9.
about 9, yeah.
Um,
If you want to sleep or not, you could do other stuff. You could go out to the woods and like get materials. Like I don't know. It's whatever you want to do.
I'll sleep. I'll sleep for 8 hours.
8 hours. All right. And that should bring us to 6 in the morning, I believe.
Perfect.
Go ahead and roll while you're sleeping. Go ahead and roll a investigation.
Okay. 11.
All right. You wake up and everything, as far as you're concerned, is all good. Yeah.
Perfect. Just guess You know what? I feel like getting a drink of water.
Okay.
Yeah. No,
As you sit up,
right.
and you walk over to the kitchen. The butler says, would you like your usual beverage of the day, sir?"
Remind me.
And it says, "Water with spit in it."
You know what? Sure.
And
Why not?
and what you see actually, this is the interesting part. So as it raises up, it like shoots water into glass, and then you can see like it like rotates out stuff and to like instead of water, it, like the filter changes to spit, and as it shoots out, it looks like what appears to be like orange juice mixture,
Mm.
and it becomes orange juice actually.
Oh.
And they call it spit because you can like there's like orange spitting contests, like orange seed spitting contests now.
Ah.
So that's just kind of like a nickname for it.
That's. I. Fuck it at this point. Like, I've had a long day. Whatever. Fuck it. I guess I'll spit. I was so just like, whatever happens. Why not? So, fuck it. I'm not trying to fight this.
Okay.
That's funny.
All right. As you take your drink, you go ahead and get dressed. You can dress yourself however you'd like, if you want to change what you're looking like at all.
What do I look like right now? I don't
Uh,
rightly remember.
Shoot, you did tell me. I believe you were just wearing like a puffy jacket kind of thing, like work boots and I don't
Oh
know
yeah.
stuff for winter.
Yeah.
Because
Very
it's still the cold
nice.
depths of space. I mean,
Yeah.
That's why you have the oxygen mask. Because again, there's no air. Everyone has an oxygen mask. That's why the neck
I've got my
beard is
oxygen
such
mask.
yeah.
Why a neck beard is acceptable.
Yeah, because you can't see the jawline really.
Also, it's gonna be cold.
Yeah, inside buildings, obviously, there's pre-oxygen. Everything's oxygenated. Like you don't wear it when you're inside, but
Yeah.
yeah. And again, I'm not like it's not going to change your stats or anything depending on what you wear. Like you can wear whatever you want. Like
I think I'm good with pretty much just God, my brain. I'm sorry. I'm like fried today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I'll just keep wearing what I'm wearing.
Okay, fair enough. So you walk out the door and you find, and the door scanner actually kind of blips a little and kind of almost rings like a phone call.
Okay.
And then, yep, and it says call answered, and it projects a hologram, and it's essentially like I mean, obviously, it's your house. It's like a recording of your front door area essentially for like the whole night you were sleeping. Like as soon as you start sleeping, it records everything that happens at the front of your door.
Perfect.
As like a security thing, and
it's fucking awesome.
It starts by projecting a still image of the woods, and it asks, "Would you like to play recording?"
Yeah, play recording.
Okay, and because you don't have to every night. So as it's viewing, you everything seems fine. You see some wind blowing. You see a couple of rabbits run across, and you can see like time markers ticking around as it cycles through the night. And then you actually see someone in a very nice looking uniform actually walk up to the door and place what looks like a microchip into the house, like a mail slot almost, and then he kind of walks off,
Huh.
and then
Kind of go check where he put it in at the mail slot.
yeah. And you pull it out, and you can see it's a chip that says your service is required.
Bollocks.
And
Okay.
okay, so you can read the chip like in your arm if you want. Like you can like put you can go in back in your house. You have a little device for like viewing chips, so you don't have to pull out like a big computer. Like there's still computers and stuff, but if you want like a kind of like a Pip Boy, but not really, because it just
No, I'll set it in the computer. I'll
okay.
check in the.
Okay, you
I'm
walk.
a paranoid bastard.
Sure, you walk in. You don't want to put anything on your arm that.
No.
It just uses your
Especially
body's
not.
electrical circuitry to
Yeah.
power itself, and
I don't trust any motherfuckers leaving me a message that says your service is required, and then here, let me put this in my arm and get fucking shut down.
and as you put it in the computer, it like opens up, and the very trademarked Windows 28 appears.
Windows 28. I love it.
And you can see that it kind of like fades away, and your screen pops up, and you can see all of your like applications and stuff for work, and like a hunting log, for example, that you used to keep track of, but at this point have since abandoned as it hasn't seemed worth your effort.
Yeah.
You can see that there's like the internet, which has a little lock on it because right now the internet's restricted, because of course it is.
Yeah, because of course.
Yeah, and there's a Word document area. It's pretty empty. You don't have much on it, but you do have like a media player, and so
Okay.
you can just play the thing, unless you want to dig around your computer first at all.
Nah, should be fine.
Okay.
I'll just play it.
Okay. As you play it, the video player opens up, and in the background you can hear the voice overhead. It says, "Oh, would you like some refreshments, sir, while you watch your video?"
I'm fine with my spit.
And he says, "Very good, sir," and kind of shuts off. And automatically the computer like dims the lights and stuff in the house, so it's all very dark. And because they think you're watching a movie, like they don't know.
Oh, yeah. It's just like, oh, a media file.
Yeah. Yeah, because they're not the smartest. You don't have the money for the smartest
Right.
AI.
It's trying though.
Yeah.
It's doing its best.
And you can see on the screen it just says UEL, and underneath it says the United Earth Legion, which is decidedly different from the United Earth League because that's the name of the council.
Yeah,
The Legion is the actual military and the government and such.
I had a feeling.
Yeah. And then you can see like kind of a flagpole just kind of waving, and it's like a picture of like your chunk of the Earth, with the UEL in the background, and it's blue. And as it's waving, the camera pans down to see like a high-ranking general kind of saluting the flag, and then he turns to you, and as he turns to face the camera, you can see like a single tear rolling down his
Oh
eye,
my god.
and
They ripped off the Native American fucking don't pollute.
and he, hey, you got it good. And,
Yeah,
he
I remember those fucking ads.
and he's got a big ass mustache, and he's kind of like, "We've noticed you've been earning an excessive amount of funds for unregistered wildlife usage." and
Fuck off.
and there's a little like kind of a window that opens up next to the in the video, and
Yeah.
it's like a big like long uh, ch- uh, list of different choices, and the guy the very over dramatic military man says, "Please select which of the following instances of a violation you'd like to review first." And then your mouse
Fuck
pops up, and
me.
you can
Well, let's start in order.
Okay. It says, Introduction. How to know when you've made a mistake according to the UEL Direct Hunting Codes. And it comes up with a kind of a wall of text, and it's essentially just saying that anytime you do any sort of hunting outside of a government requested act is considered a violation
Of
under these
course.
grounds. Um, and
Because why wouldn't it be?
yeah, and you move on to the next one, and it says that hunting local wildlife within a 5-foot radius of your property is acceptable. However, hunting outside of the premise designated hunting zone is considered government property and therefore trespassing in government land.
Of course.
And then it says how to know, and then the next tab is how to know what degree of murder you've committed.
Oh, good.
And,
Okay.
and it says depending on and actually another kind of a scientist looking person walks in with like a heart on their shirt, and they say and they kind of look at the camera at first, and they're you can see them kind of looking back at like the cameraman, kind of like confused, and
Yeah.
then you can see like the cameraman like put a thumbs up in front of the screen before they start.
Like shoddy fucking
Right.
military history.
And the guy's like, so it would appear that you're watching this video because you've killed an animal in an undesignated hunting zone. And he kind of like flips through this notebook. He's like, if you've hunted a rabbit, that would be a $1,000 fine per rabbit. And kind of flips through more notes. It's like, if you've hunted any local goat, sheep, or
My
pork.
I'm grabbing my gun while this is playing.
Okay. If you've hunted any goat, sheep, or pork, that will be a 1,500 credit fine and 1 year of community service per animal. And
I'm just gonna listen while I aim at the door.
And then as he the door.
Yeah, at my front door.
Okay. And as he flips through his paperwork, he says, and anything larger than a human is considered a 2,000 credit fine per animal and 1 year of active service for the UEL.
Fucking hell.
And the guy kind of pauses, and he actually switches from his kind of awkward demeanor, and he's like, all right, Frank, you got that? And then the guy in the background, he's like, yeah, dude, we're good. and then they shut off the camera. And then usually you manage to get away with it. And then you'll see on the next tab, it says evidence of treason.
Oh, great. Go ahead.
As you play it, you can actually see that there's like it's just like another hunter who's like works for the UEL. He's like registered and stuff. He's like walking through the forest, and he hears like a scream from a rabbit. And then as he runs over, he sees the fleeing rabbit that you didn't manage to catch. And he follows it back, and you can see him like zooming in with his optics. He can see you like gathering up the rabbit corpses and such.
I knew I should have killed that last fucking rabbit.
And you can see he immediately like on his camera lens, he pulls up like a phone in his hand, like a hollow phone, and he just kind of like hits the report button on it, and then the camera cuts away.
Dick.
Yeah. And then and then there's an option that says, how would you like to pay your debts to the government? And in that last tab, it says you can pay in full.
Of course.
And then the other option is we kill you.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
I'm real tempted to take the we kill you part.
It's up to you. And it actually gives you an option. You can actually choose. It's like a box. You can like choose.
I'm gonna look outside my windows and try and see if I can see anything outside.
Roll a perception check.
15.
As you look around outside, you can see that there is like just kind of the general. It's what you're used to. Nothing looks out of place, in particular. Okay. Yeah.
There's not like a military vehicle on the road.
No, not as far as you can tell. It seems pretty empty. There's no. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the part where a tank rolls out of my bushes. Fuck.
Go ahead and roll another perception check, actually, as you turn away.
13.
Okay. You go ahead and sit back down in your chair, and you can keep watching the.
I'm gonna go ahead and continue to aim my fucking gun at the door, and then like, kind of grab like a pencil
Okay.
and click pay in full with the pencil
Sure.
on the computer.
All right. As it does so, a little slot opens up in your computer for you to insert your card to pay the fine money.
Yeah. Just drop the card in.
Okay. As you slide it in, the scanner reads it, and it says insufficient funds for your transaction.
Yeah.
And it actually, surprisingly, it decides to eat your card.
Yeah. Of course.
And it says, we will ignore payment, but we will be terminating your credit card. So
Okay.
they've waived the payment, and you can no longer, you have to use cash now. If you
I'm
want
okay
any more
with
money.
that. You know, it's fine.
Because they've decided you're not responsible enough to have a card.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
And then you hear,
Honestly, I was more worried it was gonna explode.
Yeah. And then you hear a knock on your door.
Who is it?
There's no reply.
Okay, I'm gonna do this again. Who is it? Or I'm gonna shoot a hole through my front door and whatever's standing behind it.
As you say this, you can see someone decloak outside of your window, and then they kind of point at the door angrily.
I can shoot you too. Or would you like to answer my question first?
He doesn't reply, and you hear the crashing of a battering ram at your door.
Charge the gun.
Okay. You go ahead and charge it up. It's ready to go. You're going to go ahead and actually roll your initiative dice. So you just roll a d20, tell me the number, and we're going to have our first traditional proper combat for...
22.
All right.
Yep. Or 20, because no bonus. Yeah.
No, you have a bonus. You have an initiative
perfect.
bonus. Yeah. 22.
What is my initiative? Is it also 2?
Yeah, it should say. Everything starts out at 2, and then you can kind of upgrade it as it goes.
Oh, yeah, there it is. I was like looking in the skills we had. It's its own thing.
Yep.
Perfect. And I'm gonna blast a hole through the fucking asshole in my window first.
Yep, you have initiative. You get the first shot.
Fuck that douchebag.
You actually get 2 actions because we're gonna count this as a surprise. No, actually, it's not a surprise. They saw you pointing the gun. Sorry, just 1 action. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I'm gonna blast the fucker's face off that was fucking in my window.
Okay, so you go ahead and fire. I need a roll, obviously. Dexterity.
15.
Got to make sure you hit him. Okay. So as you fire your weapon, he manages to kind of cloak out of the way. Like he kind of cloaks, and normally rifles will track onto their targets to make it easier to shoot, but you're not able to.
He's cloaked.
But he's cloaked, so it just kind of explodes through the window, and you can see one of the pellets, because obviously it splits as soon as it makes contact. One of the pellets actually nicks him, and you can see some blood on his. So you can kind of tell where he is on his shoulder. But it's not. He hasn't been mortally wounded in any way.
That's fine. At least I know where he is.
The people outside they managed to battering ram down the rest of the door, and you can see what looks like 2 like kind of SWAT guys. And this is important actually. They're using they're equipped with I'm trying to think of what you know what. It's Series 2, just bolt rifles. You can write it down.
I got it.
Yeah, and they're not going to shoot yet because instead for their action they actually shout, "Put the weapon down, and nobody has to get hurt."
Is that a guarantee?
And they both kind of look at each other, and you can see one of them chuckle, and they're like, "Yeah."
I'm gonna shoot him in the kneecap.
Okay. Okay. You roll again. You have to roll. Dexterity.
20.
All right, yeah. Natural 20 or just like with your bonus?
Nat 20, so 22.
Okay, cool. So you can describe what happens anytime you roll a 20. You can describe how you hurt him.
I'm gonna literally aim for his kneecap and watch the fucking bullet just shred every bit of that guy's fucking leg into pieces.
Okay. So as this happens, you watch the bone actually become visible as his leg falls off, and he's on the ground. And as he falls on the ground, I need you to go ahead and roll. What do I normally use for this stat? Normally, my own D&D things, I would just call it luck, but I don't know if we have a luck. We'll call it sleight of hand. You know what? Sleight of hand.
Okay.
Roll a sleight of hand. Yeah.
So +2.
Yeah. Plus your dexterity.
That's
also
gonna be a 12.
Okay. As the guy, as he falls back, you can hear the rattling of his bolt rifle clip into the guy who was standing next to him, and and you see his arm actually it's gone. It gets ripped off. Like it's real bullets, but these are like the bullets in their guns, because you got to see, is essentially like they're like firing shotgun slugs in rapid succession.
So it just removed the guy's fucking arm.
Yeah. As he fell. Yeah. And the guy, and then, so you need to roll sleight of hand again, because obviously this guy has now lost his arm.
Right.
So roll
I got 20.
Okay.
So 22.
Okay. As he does so, he drops his gun, and you watch as it automatically fires, because the safety was off, obviously, and blows off his head as it explodes. Yeah.
I'm just imagining the fucking cloaked guy watching the instance of like he dodges the shot and then like is like peeking in and just watches me be like, is that a guarantee? And the guy's like, yeah, boom, boom. Holy shit!
Yeah, this is happening within like a couple seconds. And
yeah.
Obviously, you assume these guys are not obviously as well trained to dodge stuff like the cloak guy.
Oh, fuck.
And the guy who is on the ground without his knee, he's gonna go ahead and take kind of a poor reaction shot at you. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll. I have my real D20, so no faking. This is gonna be against your armor class. All right.
Okay.
So I did roll a 16, so it's gonna hit you. You can he draws his series 2 pistol, and he's gonna be doing I wrote down the damage for this. Hold on, beforehand. To be fair, it does 2 damage to you.
Okay.
And it hits you in like your side, like below, like on your breast.
Okay, I'm gonna kind of like fucking swing myself back as I get hit to roll off the chair.
Mm-hmm.
And try and get into some cover.
As you roll around the chair, go ahead and roll a sleight of hand.
Okay, that's gonna be a 12.
All right, you managed to just barely rechamber your weapon mid-roll. So you're ready to go ahead and take a shot right now?
I'm just gonna try and finish off the dude that's on the ground. Shoot him in the head.
Okay. That you have advantage because he's obviously not able to jump out of the way or anything. So go ahead and roll. Dexterity.
16.
Okay. You managed to ding him. It goes straight through his chest, and because he's kind of sitting up, and it goes straight through his chest, and you watch as his rib cage explodes.
God damn.
And little chunks of his lung go flying and such. I mean, the actual because as the bullet, as soon as the bullet hits,
right,
it immediately
my bullet has a spread.
It spreads, so it's gonna shatter his entire chest cavity open. So he's gone.
Awesome.
Yeah. And now, go ahead and actually, why don't you go ahead and, to try and be fair to you, roll a acrobatics check.
Okay. That would be a 13.
Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll. So the cloak guy, he's he's swinging his arm around the door, obviously, of the open door that's been open. Okay, so he's gonna go ahead and take a shot with his. Let me roll for damage on this one. Okay, so you're gonna go ahead and take he swings his arm around the door, and you hear a little like a little rattle, and you see kind of a really tiny dart hit into your about where I don't know what part of it, like right next to your shoulder.
Oh,
The part
okay.
right next to your shoulder, but it's not your heart. It's
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And as soon as it hits you, you instantly feel slightly sleepy.
God damn it! I'm gonna try and shoot the fucking cloaked guy before I pass out.
Okay, you go ahead and roll. Now he's behind cover, so just so you know, he'll have a. You can. I'll let you.
21.
Well, I was gonna say I'll let you choose. You can either have a disadvantage on your roll, or he will get an advantage on his
He can have an
defense.
advantage on his.
On his defense. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. I'm gonna make 2 rolls here because he's gonna try and jump out of the way, essentially.
That's fine.
Let me see. That one was bad. And okay. You rolled what again?
21.
Okay, you managed to
19.
just barely. Yep. He's pretty because he has the bonus because he has a cloaked suit on. But you
Yeah.
managed to barely, based on because of where you saw his gun, because his gun isn't cloaked, you could see about where he should be, and you managed to hit him right on his right kind of in the stomach almost, but not all the way. So the bullet that spreads off to the left doesn't actually connect, and you can see like half of his stomach is gone though. It like explodes, and you get a little pop as his appendix explodes through his suit. It's just a cloak suit. He's not wearing like armor or anything. It's not like.
Yeah.
But he's still up though. He's not like
I'm
down.
just gonna chuckle to myself as I pass out.
Okay. And as you
I can only imagine I'm about to pass out anyway.
You are. He actually is going to go ahead and roll to try and hit you with more darts because he just got attacked, obviously.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go
He's
ahead.
not the happiest fella.
He actually does miss though. Actually, lucky for you. So it takes you a little while to pass out, and you're knocked unconscious.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Hope that was fun. Sorry.
Holy shit.
All right. So you go ahead and you sleep for. You don't actually know how long you've been asleep for. But when you wake up, you find yourself in a orange jumpsuit,
Of course.
and you find that you have some numbers on you, a 3-digit number. You can pick your number if you'd like.
What's up, guys? What? Yeah, you got a jacket? Okay, go on. Later. Go on. Love you. What? In a bit. Go on. I love you. Sorry.
You're fine. Yeah, no worries.
I'll do 623.
All right. Go ahead and write that down for yourself because I will definitely forget. I'll try and remember for this session, but next session I might have trouble remembering your number. Okay, so just try and write down 623. Okay. And as you wake up, you're in like kind of a room that's not too dissimilar from like the portal room, starting room actually. It's very white, very clean. There's a glass window that you can see into another chamber that looks kind of like yours. And inside that chamber, there's another guy actually, and his number is 512.
Okay.
And you can't. He tries to shout to you, but you can't hear him.
Just kind of wave at him.
Okay. Yeah. And while you're sitting in here, you can see that there's like some posters on the signs that say like, oh, get your vaccination today. Have you been tested for all kinds of rabies, and kind of like weird like medical ads and such. And eventually an intercom goes off inside of both of your rooms, and it says, "Hello there, gentlemen. I see you have been happily invited into our lovely abode. We hope that the refreshments have been kind to you." And as you look over, you can see that there is a single piece of bread on a plate, and it is in between both of your guys' like walls, almost in like a little box that's sealed. And he's like, so it's like then there's like a door on either side for you guys to grab
just kind of
food.
like
In the middle,
kind
yeah.
of like
forward wave it to the other guy in the other room. Like, go ahead.
Okay. And the guy kind of nods, and he actually puts his hands together and does a little prayer bow, and he walks over and he opens the slot, and let me roll a second.
Mhm.
Okay. As he sticks his hand inside of the slot immediately closes, and his hand is detached from his wrist, and
Oh fuck!
and you can see, and you can presume that there's very sharp blades on the door
Yeah.
handle, and he immediately, of course, reels back, and it looks like he's screaming really loud. You can't hear him, but it looks bad, and he's bleeding. Is like spurting out of his arm.
Ah, damn.
And
Just gonna kind of like turn away.
and he's like banging on the glass, and you can see the blood smearing all over the glass as he's trying to
just kind of try and slowly avert my eyes like I didn't see anything.
Yeah. And he says, "Do not worry." What do I name him? 512.
512.
512. Yeah.
Yeah.
It says, "Do not worry, 512. We have people coming to administer anesthesia," and you see, and a door actually opens, kind of like it was built into the wall. A kind of secret door opens, and two guys in like, because everyone wears gas masks, but these are like really heavy duty, like Spetsnaz kind of looking gas masks, and they're all white. And they walk in, and one of them kind of almost pounces on the guy to hold him down, and then another one quickly stabs a needle into his neck, and then he passes out.
Sounds about right.
And they turn and they look at you, and they actually give like a kind of like a little nod as they walk away, because they kind of respect you for not being tricked.
Yeah.
Um,
you put bread in a fucking.
Yeah.
I had fucking 3 guys attack my home. Yeah, I'm not really in the mood to eat whatever you give me.
And the guy's now passed out, and he says,
I fucking bet.
And the guy says, "We want to welcome you to your new home. We know that your stay might not be the most pleasant, but we hope that you can find some comfort in knowing that not every limb is going to be removed at the end of this session."
That is a little comforting.
Right? And they say, "Now, this is a verbal answer that you may respond to whenever you're ready. We have our speakers listening. We're going to give you an opportunity to speak with the director of the facility itself to help clear up any issues you might be having." And then you can see it. You kind of hear a switch over, and you can hear someone be like, "Okay, Jim, fucking switch it already." And like they're like fumbling around with the cords, and they're like, "No, Dale, you can't just like flip a switch and make it happen. We got to reroute it." And they eventually you hear it crackle over, and because they're like, "Oh shit, it's still on," and they like shut it off, and
just kind of put my hand in my head in my hand, just kind of like, oh my god.
And then the director gets on. His name is he's like, hello 623. Are you enjoying your stay so far?
It's peachy. Love it. How are you?
Doing quite spontaneously. It would seem that your life partner over there is having a bit of trouble, but don't worry, he'll be fine in a couple of hours.
Whatever. Yeah. So what's the plan here? What's the fun gig you got for us?
Well, it would seem that when we came to collect you for your service, you resisted arrest. And this is normally grounds for termination. However, we have noticed that you, much like your other friend there, have unique qualities that might make you specifically qualified for a new program.
Really? Is it the space program?
No, and he kind of like he looks at the you can see because it's in a monitor, like you can see him.
Yeah.
And he kind of looks at the background, and he's kind of like angrily like pointing at someone, and then you see someone else getting dragged off to go get killed, I think. And he's like, not specifically that, but depending on your progress, you could be reassigned to such a job.
Cool. So what do you need?
Well, we need you to first off swear loyalty to the program and willingly and truthfully accept that we will do our best to make sure that you and your co-conspirators are able to easily comply with any demands.
What's the name of the program?
Oh, and he's like, the name of this program is VENDRON, and that's the name of the campaign, so you know.
Mm.
Yeah.
So, out of curiosity, wouldn't swearing loyalty to a program make me a traitor to the United Earth League?
Do you say this out loud?
Yeah.
And he says, "Indeed, it would." And then the guy hits a button, and you can see a shock thing zap the guy who's unconscious. Seeing as how he was not able to give an answer, he had to have a level 1 punishment.
Fair enough.
And his body looks kind of charred a little.
I fucking bet.
Yeah.
This man is having a bad day.
Yeah. And
he's gonna be pissed if he ever wakes up.
Yeah. And he says, "Now then, do you have any actual questions about specifically who we are or anything at all?"
No, I'm assuming you just want me to kill people, right? Because that's what I'm good at.
Essentially, yes. And then the
I can do
monitor shuts off, and a door opens up, and you can see on the other end there's a new room, and inside that room, you can actually see your rifle. Actually, is just there,
Perfect.
like kind of like on a table.
Yeah.
And
I'm immediately gonna inspect the room without getting up.
Sure. As you walk in, you can see that there were little safety sensors for the door in case someone tried to break out, but you can tell they're off because the lights are off and stuff.
Good shit.
And the room is actually not white like the previous room you were in. It's kind of like concrete, kind of like a bunker almost.
Yeah.
It's much more dirty.
Like, clearly, our holding cells were for show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I had a feeling.
Yeah. and you can see what actually looks like inside the room is a target range actually set up.
Fun.
Yeah. And as you walk up to the door, you can see two more the two guys in the suits walk in, and they stab the guy again with adrenaline, and that wakes him up instantly. And as he gets up, you can't hear him. You still can't hear him, but you see him screaming as he wakes up and stuff.
Yeah.
And then what's interesting, the other man actually pulls out a suitcase, opens it up, and then slaps down a metal circle around his like stub, and a robotic hand forms onto him.
Oh shit.
And he's and now and then he starts screaming about like staring at his hand, newly constructed robot hand.
Because of course.
And then they go ahead and they kick him into a similar room like yours. And there's like a glass in between all of you, both of you. Like you can see everything.
Politely wave at him again.
He waves back, but then he realizes he's using his robot hand, and then he gets kind of creeped out. And then he kind of like makes a upset face at you, like he's mad at you.
Just kind of shrugging. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, sorry.
And then there's a speaker, and it says, "For your first challenge, please hit the targets within the designated area of fire."
All right.
And so
I take it I'm going to be rolling a bunch?
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of rolling. You better get your dice roller ready. Yeah.
I'm ready.
And then as you grab your weapon, you can see actually a similar kind of weapon is in front of the other guy, but it's much smaller. Actually, it's kind of like a pistol almost. And you can presume it's because that's what he used to get here.
Yeah.
And then it says, "We're going to be having a little bit of a competition between this facility and other facilities who are conducting the same procedure in their locations. Depending on your score, you'll be assigned to different divisions of the program. Each division will be held in 3 separate categories: first response, observation, and experimentation. Depending on your performance, we can hopefully select a place that's appropriate for you." And then it turns off, and it says, "You may fire when ready."
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to wait till is there like are they already up?
Yeah. So the you see doors flip open, like little
Okay.
covers, and the targets are up, and they're of a varying size and distance.
Perfect. Let's get started.
Yep. There's a target at about 10 meters away, 30 meters away, 50 meters away, and then there's one about 100 meters away. It's a big room.
I'm gonna aim for the 100 first. Might as well.
Okay. Roll dexterity.
Okay, 21.
Okay. As you fire, the bullet flies straight, and as soon as it hits the target, you can see that it just hits like the bottom corner of the target, and as it splits open, the split bullet actually manages to hit the middle, and you hear a ding go off on your side.
Oh fuck!
And as the ding happens, you can see the other guy take his shot, and I'm actually gonna roll. We'll see how good he does. Honestly, oh, he actually manages to. He's just aiming at the 10. He's not trying to be fancy, and he easily bullseyes it with his pistol.
Well done.
Mm-hmm. And then there's a ding on his side, like bing, and then both of those targets disappear, and
Perfect.
You're able to go again.
I'm gonna go for the next farthest one out, which you said is a 50.
Yep, 50. Yep, should be much easier. Yep.
It looks like I'm gonna get a 15.
Okay.
I'm gonna do worse on the closer target.
Oh boy, that's not good. So as you fire, you manage to just scrape the top of the target, and the split bullets don't manage to connect.
Fuck.
But you do, and you don't hear a ding actually on your side. And then on the other side, the guy's just moving up the kind of the targets, and he's able to hit kind of the side ring of it, but there's still no ding on either side. And then the voice says, "Due to a tie score, no punishment will be administered. Please proceed."
Oh fuck. Okay, I'm gonna aim for the next closest one. So 25.
20, but yes.
20.
Or I'm sorry, 30. No, it's 30. I'm sorry, I said 30.
30. That's fine.
Yep.
21.
There you go. You hit it. It's much closer, so you're actually able to bullseye this one, and the split bullets kind of break off and hit stuff. And actually, as your bullets split, it flies into the 50, and you hear like a double ding.
Fuck yeah!
And then the other guy, you can see he has trouble actually. According to his roll, yeah, he manages to hit kind of the bottom of the target, and he doesn't get a ding sound. And you actually get 2 dings on your side, and the voice says, "All right, we have 1 shot left to go. Currently, 1 punishment has been allocated towards 512." And nothing happens.
Oh fuck! He's gonna get fucking electrocuted again. So what's left? Just the 10?
Yeah, just the 10. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, we got a 15 again.
Okay. Somehow you managed to not hit it in the center. You managed to hit the side rings, but no ding goes off.
Fuck.
And then the other guy, he just has his 100 left.
Yeah.
And he rolls, and he's obviously pretty nervous. But as he fires, he notices that his hand like locks on him, and when it fires, and it actually manages to go into the bullseye anyway. But it wasn't of his own doing. Like he didn't have control over it.
Robot hand aimed it.
Yeah, and it dings, and then it says, "All right, you now have tied score once again. No punishments will be administered at this time." And then it stops. Because originally it was just gonna be for him, but you failed, so
right.
now
So
instead,
now we're fucking
you're
matched.
even again. Yeah, now you're matched, so you're good to go.
Hey.
Yay! So, and then it says, "All right, the next step of your procedure will be hand-to-hand combat. Please proceed into the next room."
Oh fuck.
All right. So as you guys both walk into the next room, he kind of looks at you and does like the finger thing, like he wants to come after you.
What the fuck?
He's
Just
pretty
kind
mad
of
at
look
you.
at him like, what the fuck?
Well, because it's competition, and clearly he doesn't want to have anything else happen to him. You know.
Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of have the like, why?
And as you go into the next room, you can see that this room is open.
Oh no.
And in the middle of the on each of your sides is your guys' melee weapon that you used. You can see on your side you have your knife,
Oh fuck.
fully battery charged and all that. You can use your hot blade for damage and all that. And on his side, you can see he actually just has an axe,
Oh shit.
not like a full axe, like a hatchet
Yeah.
kind of thing. And obviously, it's got
Something
the
that can take a
it's
limb off.
it's got kind of it also, you notice on his, it's actually got a blue thing at which you can, like a blue blade, which you presume is meant to freeze
Oh great.
things, whereas yours is just meant to burn stuff.
Yeah.
And you assume because it's a freeze that his job was most likely to be working in some sort of a smelting plant where they'd be cutting through large pieces of metal and need
That
to
are like
cauterize
hot.
things easily. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, the computer says, "All right. Depending on your performance in this round, you'll be reassigned to your designated location. Again, remember that this is based on your ability to complete everything within a good time compared to other facilities. This is not to the death, and we will be preventing all vital shots." And you can see, that there's like a little, like two beams that come down on top of you guys that create silhouettes, and they scan your bodies, and two holograms of yourselves go out into the middle.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah,
So are
because
we
they don't want to
fighting
ruin their test
ourselves or
subjects.
fighting
They're not
each
gonna.
other?
Yeah,
So are we fighting a hologram of ourselves or a hologram of each other?
it's like your VR 1-to-1 kind of thing.
Okay.
Like it's a hologram of yourself. And then
Yeah.
what's interesting is it says adding realism to the procedure, and then it literally kind of like from like tubes in the ground, you see a liquid gel come up, and you see what looks like clones of yourselves actually get
Oh
created
fuck.
in an instant.
Oh fuck me.
But as soon as they are formed, you immediately see that they start to deteriorate because they're not all that good.
You're right. They're not meant to last.
Yeah, but they are meant to be like you guys in a real fight.
How far is my knife from me? Just
Oh, you guys both already have them.
okay.
You, because the clones have them, kind of.
Okay.
So you're gonna go ahead and roll initiative for me,
Okay.
and you're gonna be rolling pretty much just against whatever I roll.
I got 19.
Oh, yep,
Fuck
you beat me. Yep.
you.
So you get
I'm
the
gonna
first
throw the
swing.
knife
Yeah.
at his neck.
Oh, okay. Go ahead and roll. You're rolling to hit. This
17.
is gonna be a strength actually.
Oh, never
Sorry.
mind. 15.
With yep. And his armor class. Okay. You manage, as you try and plunge the knife into his neck. He manages to move out of the way and kind of like backhands you with his robot hand.
Oh no, I was throwing it at his
Oh,
neck.
you're throwing it at him? Oh, I thought you were running
Yeah.
at it to stab him. Then the knife goes
No.
flying and Oh wait, you meant to be throwing. Never mind. Do a dexterity roll. I'm so sorry.
You're good. Then it would be a 17.
Okay, yes. So in that case, you manage to cut the side of his neck, and you watch it kind of light on fire, and the clone starts to melt a little bit because it's on
Fuck
fire.
yeah.
But you have lost your knife, and
That's fine.
the clone is gonna try and swing at you with his hatchet. So I need you to roll. Let's see. I'm gonna roll against you. Oh, go ahead and roll dexterity to try and dodge.
17.
You manage to just barely dodge mostly out of the way. He does manage, however, to freeze off and cut off your foot on your on your right leg.
How did I barely dodge out of the way and he got my entire foot?
Well, it would have been lethal otherwise. I mean,
Fucking hell. I'm gonna punch him in the dick.
okay. As you do, you pretty much you watch him, like he kind of grabs his like you're right next to him. There's no need to roll because he just bent down to hatchet you. So
Right.
obviously he can't get out of the way in time. So you punch him and he curls over, and the clone curls over, and you can see the guy on the other side of the glass. He's trying to stand himself back up, trying to make the clone stand up again.
I'm gonna try and grab the hatchet
Mm-hmm.
from his hand.
Okay, I need you to make a strength check with disadvantage because you're fighting a robot hand.
Fuck me. 10.
You do not manage to do that, and actually, the hand backhands is as a reaction is going to backhand against you to try and hit
Ow.
your face. No, you can. Never mind.
Oh, okay.
Never mind. I rolled a 20. It backhands your face, and your clone's entire right cheek is totally caved in.
Ah!
It's like gone. Yeah.
I'm gonna run for the knife.
Okay, you run for the knife. The clone turns around, and it's gonna try and throw its hatchet at your back.
Oh fuck.
Okay, I need you to roll dexterity with disadvantage.
We got 14.
It manages to take off a good chunk of your shoulder as it flies at you. And you can see like the shoulder just pretty much chips off, and your arm is attached basically based on the lower half of your arm where like your armpit is.
Ow!
Which
arm?
On the clone, on the left arm.
Okay.
And but you do manage to get to your knife. And it's
Okay,
still
and then I'm
coursing hot.
gonna charge him and fucking make sure the blade is on full charge.
You got it. He's lost his hatchet, so he's gonna try and actually punch you with his hand.
Okay.
So you're just gonna roll raw against me in strength.
Oh fuck! 18.
Hey, what'd I get? Ooh. Okay. So you manage to get the knife into him, and you stab him into his chest, and I rolled a 20. So the hand grabs you and actually chokes you out while his clone starts burning to death. And both of the clones dematerialize at the same time.
Oh fuck!
And the test voice says, due to the extraordinariness of the results of this test, as we have not had a tied score in some time, we are going to be going ahead and administering final tests to go ahead and determine whether or not your positions in our program will be ones of great importance or of low scrutiny. And
I feel like at this point we've earned our spot.
You'd think that, wouldn't you? Okay, they bring you in, and it is the final room that you can tell because there's no more doors to like other test rooms, like a test door.
Yeah.
Or anything. This is actually the final thing. And you can actually see a console. And on that console, you can see what looks like kind of like one of those arcade machines where it's like a flight stick.
Oh fuck!
Actually, and you both go and sit down, and you can see you're just in. The voice says, during the ancient times, before the explosion, many of these types of devices were used for entertainment. However, with some slight modifications, we've reprogrammed them in order to be used for combat simulation. And it's actually just an arcade machine of like Tron or something. And you can't tell what it is, but it gives you like a kind of very pixelated like fighter jet looking thing.
Oh, fun!
And then
it's like fucking Afterburner.
Kind of, yeah. And it launches, and you can see like the old 80s style chat where it's like player ready, and there's a button on your thing to like push down on to start it. I can see the other guy with his fist kind of just slam down onto the button and almost like crushes it.
Tap the button.
Yeah, and as you like awkwardly push it, you can feel your chair start to vibrate because it's one of those things that was like meant to like move around a little while you do stuff.
Oh boy!
And you can hear the kind of the old clinking, and you like hear some screws kind of tinkering around in the arcade machine.
Clearly not been taken care of well.
Right, and you see on your screen, you can see you're just in your fighter jet, and you can see you have like missiles, just bullets, and a target lock as well. There's like three like selector things, and he has the same stuff on the same thing.
Yeah.
So you're both facing each other. You're about 100 meters away. What do you want to do?
Start fucking spraying fucking machine gun.
Okay. Go ahead and you're gonna go ahead and actually roll intelligence on this one. No bonuses. You're just rolling intelligence.
14.
Okay. And I'm just having him roll against you. Oh, as you both of you end up doing the same thing. Actually, he's spraying bullets at you as well, and you watch as the bullets in the very shitty arcade style explode into each other, and As no damage is done, but you see a big explosion in the middle. Are you going to try and fly
Right.
through it, or go around, or because you are moving towards each other?
I'm gonna start shooting. I'm gonna shoot 2 missiles off
Okay.
straight ahead.
As you fire 2 missiles, let me roll. Oh, he banks left, and one of the missiles knocks out hits his jet, and you can see on like a big overlay, you see like one of his 5 health points go down.
Fuck yeah!
And yeah, and
I'm gonna try and get in behind him and lock.
okay. As you lock, you can see that you can see in real life he kind of looks over at you, and he's like very angry, and he gives you the finger as he starts holding down the machine gun button, as it starts just spraying randomly, hoping to
Oh
get like a
god.
lucky hit. As he tries to, you're almost circling each other at this point.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Am I locked?
go ahead and roll a wisdom actually, to see if you can get a lock on it.
Wisdom. Do I have a bonus? No, I have a bonus to charisma. I have 17.
You managed to get the lock on him. He isn't quite able to turn his joystick fast enough, and as you get the lock, an option gives you, and it says launch missile. It
Oh
pops
yeah,
up.
hit 2.
Okay, so you pump off 2 more missiles, and they start to careen around, and you can see him like twist his joystick to do like a barrel roll. Go ahead and roll sleight of hand.
17.
You manage to happen to make sure that when you time the missiles, they don't crash into each other, and they hit him twice.
Perfect.
And he takes 2 more health points down. At the same time, you get a warning on your screen that says he's locked onto you, and that there's 2 missiles coming after you.
What?
Oh.
Huh? Oh, okay. That's fine. Come here, baby girl. Hey, come here. Are you going to work, or I thought you had a bunch of stuff you had to do before you went to work? Why didn't you get up? Okay. Okay. Go to work then. I love you. What's wrong? Okay, I'm back.
You're back? Okay, cool.
Sorry. Savvy's not. She didn't get much sleep. And she had a bunch of stuff she was supposed to be doing today and didn't get to.
I see. Well,
But yeah.
okay, so you have 2 missiles coming at you. On your screen, it says that you've been locked onto.
Right. You had me roll a sleight of hand, right?
Yes, and what was your number?
17.
Ah, all right. As you managed to do your own barrel roll, actually, because that's like the only thing you can do, and you do manage to get the 2 missiles to crash into each other, actually.
Fuck yeah.
And you hear a big explosion, and you can see on his end, he's even more mad at you now. He's like really upset, obviously, and he's gonna
Right.
start opening up machine gun fire again. So why don't you go ahead and roll some dexterity?
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna I don't know if you've ever seen it. You fucking drop, like, you
fly lower and essentially drop your gas so that you slow down so that they
I've seen
zoom
that, yeah.
past.
I know what that
Yeah.
is, yeah. All right,
I got a 19.
okay, so you perform that maneuver perfectly fine. He's not able to hit you with his machine gun fire. Well, actually, as you pull backwards from him, some of the machine gun fire does actually clip you, because you're trying to pull back because he's been spraying wildly this whole time. And what you do lose, and you see 1 life point go down on your end.
That's fine.
Yeah, but you are behind him again.
I'm gonna fucking rail out fucking machine guns and hit the missile button at the same time.
Okay, just spamming all the
Start-
buttons.
Just fucking hit him with everything I got.
All right, as you do so, let me roll. Let me see here. He manages to actually dodge out of the way of one of your missiles, but the machine gun fire catches him, and you can see him get down to his last health point.
Perfect.
He's going to go ahead and try and fire another missile at you. So if you want to do the same roll for the sleight of hand thing to do a good job. What?
Where is he in reference to me?
He's like, well, he still has his target lock. So like he's just firing a missile just in
Oh,
front.
you just don't lose target lock? These are some fucking advanced fucking jets.
It's just not a good game. So like,
oh,
yeah,
like this is a fucking game.
It's not a very good game because it's like in real life, if you played it, it'd be like, well, you never lose a target lock, so why don't you just do it right away? And
yeah,
like neither of you would know that, but it's like it's really bad. Yeah.
Wait, so I'm still locked on him?
Yeah.
I got a 20, and I'm just gonna start spamming the missile button.
All right. So as you do so, both of your missiles start hitting each other, and you can see him like furiously screaming at the buttons. And because you're also shooting your machine gun fire, you manage to actually sneak a couple shots through, and you can see his plane explode into the sky. And yeah, he explodes, and then the computer, he like sits back in his chair, and he like looks at you, and instead of being angry, he actually just looks kind of sad. He's not even like
like angry and we're just kind of disappointed.
Yeah, because he knows nothing good can come from losing this.
Yeah.
And he essentially he's the computer where like your game turns off and everything seems like it's going fine as it like powers down. Nothing seems
I'm just gonna kind of like turn and look at him and just kind of like put my hand on my chest and do like a soft bow.
Okay. He actually puts his hands together and gives you a soft bow back as the computer comes online and says, "Thank you for completing your designated training. We are happy that you've enjoyed your experience here at the VENDRON program. Unfortunately, due to the number of applicants, we are not able to currently get your test results at this time. However, you are welcome to have complimentary beverages, which will be awaiting you in the lobby." And doors open on each side, and you both can actually just see like a nice little couch area to just sit down in.
Just not trusting a single thing.
Yeah, and it's like nice. It's like a nice little area. It's nothing crazy.
Yeah, but like the two people who have just watched a man lose, the other guy lost his hand for reaching at Brett. We're both just like, ah.
Yeah. Fair enough. You both walk in and you can touch each other and stuff, and he kind of puts his hand out, his human hand out to shake your hand. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. And the guy kind of looks at you and says, "It would seem you've played a pretty good game there."
Put up a hell of a fight. Holy shit.
He's like, "I'm sorry we won't be working together. You seem like you'd be a capable individual."
Likewise. Fucking would love to have you watching my back. Jesus.
He says, I'm still honestly in shock over what happened to me. I'm not too sure how to react, but I know I hate you.
That's fair.
The only reason I haven't punched you. He says the only reason I haven't punched your face in is because I can't imagine what they do to me for killing the winner.
That's fair. I understand that. That's fair.
And then he gets real close and he says, "But if I can, I will kill you."
Once again, that's fair.
Yeah.
I hold no ill will. I get it.
Mm-hmm. And he kind of he's happy that you're kind of not stupid or anything.
Yeah.
And you guys just
I mean, he lost his hand, and then he lost the. I get it.
yeah. I mean,
I'm
that
not
happened to
gonna.
you. I mean, it'd be
Yeah,
pretty.
I'd be mad. I get it. It's fine.
Yeah. And so you go ahead and you're in like a lobby area, and there's like drinks, and there's a couch, and there's like even a little TV that's turned off right now, and um, you can see on the middle of the table there's like some like cookies and drinks, and
I'm just gonna inspect fucking everything before I touch anything.
for sure roll a perception.
I don't fucking trust anything in this bitch. Fucking. I have a +2, so 20.
Okay, you look at them and they are clearly poisoned. You
Aha!
can just tell because they don't look like regular cookies.
I'm gonna tell the other guy.
You tell him, okay.
Yeah.
So
Shit's poisoned.
as he finds out about this, he's like, figures they try to do that. This is probably still part of their test.
Oh, of course.
And
Hell.
you hear the voice come online, and it says, "You have passed the intelligence portion of the test."
Jesus shit.
And it says you are now going to be reassigned based on your test scores, which have just been pulled through. And they say, subject 512, you have been assigned to the experimentation section of our department. Please feel free to take any beverages or refreshments with you as you proceed down to the lower hangar. And then a door, like a stairway, opens up actually below on the room, and it kind of leads downward. And he kind of looks at you. He says, "Do you think I should kill myself before I head down there, or you think it's worth it to hold out?"
Hold out, but if I'm gonna die, I would like to see you kill me one day. So
He's like, "You know what? I'll keep that in mind." And he walks down the hallway instead of taking the suicide cookies. And it says, for your for test subject 623, that's your number. Almost forgot your number.
Yep.
We are going to be assigning you to the first responder section of our department. Unfortunately, no test subjects at this time have currently been able to qualify for the observation section of our department.
Awesome.
And yeah, and they say, please feel free to follow the stairs upward while you head to the loading bay.
Oh, fun.
Yep. And you have your weapon still, for the record. I mean, you have your stuff. You're actually
Yeah.
you're not actually like, that vulnerable or anything. And as you kind of head up the stairs, you see the. Well, actually, I should say, do you want to do anything with the room? Like, do you want to grab any cookies at all, or anything?
I will actually grab like 2 cookies and just kind of put them in my pocket.
All right, you can go ahead. You can go
For
ahead.
future use.
Yeah, and you can go ahead and add those to your inventory. You have two poison cookies.
2 poison cookies.
Yeah. All good
The
stuff.
Weird
Yeah,
things you end up collecting over the course of a game.
of course. Yeah,
Yeah, maybe.
there's all kinds of weird shit. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you want up? Okay. The fact that my daughter uses her toy baby as an analog to tell me what she wants makes me laugh.
It's pretty funny. Yeah. I like that.
By the way.
So as you head up, you actually see as you walk in, immediately, you don't have a chance to react. A giant metal tube comes down over you as you enter the room.
Oh, this is gonna suck.
And you see you see yourself be taken to like up into the air, and through another ceiling you can see like just rows and rows of other test subjects in tubes.
Awesome.
Yeah. And while you're examining this, you happen to see that at the like a conveyor belt almost of all of you hanging starts moving, and it begins to lower everyone into like a different chamber. Which then
Hold on, you need a diaper change. Hold on.
Oh, I can wait if you need
Yeah,
to do something.
wait just a second.
Yeah. It's no big deal.
Oh. I'm back.
Okay, great.
Fuck.
All good. All good.
Oh god.
Sorry, it's okay. I'm just explaining a long cutscene anyway.
No, you're good.
It's fine.
I'm sweating. I got a house robe for Christmas,
Oh,
and it's super nice, super warm, super comfy,
sure.
super warm.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Good.
I'll wear it for a bit, and all of a sudden I'm dying.
Sure. Yeah. No,
Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, so you're loaded into this metal tube, and the tube is on a conveyor belt, and the conveyor belt takes you to like takes you onto a platform, and then you're in an isolated room now, and inside this room you realize that the tube kind of lowers, and you're just kind of standing on the platform in your jumpsuit.
Awesome.
Yeah, and immediately some metal arms extend outward from the walls, and extend to grab your wrists.
Just let it happen
You're
at this point.
You're letting it happen. All right.
At this point,
Okay.
I'm in a tube. You know, like shit's happening.
They raise your arms up, and as they hold your arms up, you can see a bunch of other metal arms kind of start extending, and they start inside of you into your shoulders. They actually mount little like kind of screw holes into your shoulders, and there's some on your tummy. There's some on your back, and what actually ends up happening is after they mount these little screws into your body, you can see like armor pieces start being transported out to you, and they start being mounted onto your body essentially.
Sick.
So it's actually just meant to like it's not meant to like not make you human or anything. It's just meant to like so that the armor doesn't fall off of you.
I am totally okay with this.
Yeah, and what you're going to be wearing is going to be called like Chris, like kind of like the Vector, like the Chris Vector, but it's a Chris Mark III armor, and you can write it down. It'll give you essentially what's going to be giving you is giving you like +2 to any combat saves. So anytime you take damage, you can roll a save, and like depending on like the skill, like how how I say like roll dexterity save to get out of the way or something. You can add 2 now to the to that.
Nice.
And that's
+3 to save.
Yep.
Fuck yeah.
+2. Sorry, it's +2 to save.
Oh, +2. My bad.
Yeah, all good. Yeah, it's a +2 to save. And it looks pretty cool. It's kind of like a not a Space Marine outfit, but it's kind of like a kind of like the Mass Effect suit that he wears.
Yeah, like the N7.
Yeah, kind of like that. Nothing crazy, but it's sufficient for what you need.
Yeah, works for me.
And then it asks you a little the kind of monitor pulls up, and it asks, "Oh, would you like?" It says, "Oh, would you like to get a new primary weapon?"
Depends. What's the options?
And it says, "Well, we have the rifles that we give to all of our police officers, the ones that you got shot at with."
Ah.
And then it says that or you can have a Series 2 pistol, which you're familiar with as the one that the police use.
The other guy. Yeah.
Yeah. Or you may use one of our Mark 1 phase rifles, which is and you'll note that it's a phase weapon. It's not a series.
Yeah.
The phase rifle essentially it's kind of like just a laser gun, and in like its most primitive of sense, because they don't have like it's not like the Spartan laser or anything.
No, it's like the beginning of a laser gun.
Yeah, it's like at best maybe a Stormtrooper Z11.
Yeah.
Kind of a rifle gun. And because they're asking you this because they want to know what kind of a role you're going to be serving for the Empire and stuff. And this is kind of me giving you an opportunity to choose what kind of you can pick any type of weapon you want, and I can give you a reasonable one for your level.
I think I'm gonna stick with my my hunting gun that fucking splits and obliterates anything I hit.
For sure, that's perfectly fine.
My fucking murder a man and watch him take out his buddy.
Yeah, that's pretty fun. Yeah. Okay, and it says, "All right, you've refused the service or whatever," and the machine has no problem with it. It doesn't care. Less money for the government to spend on you.
Right.
They're more than happy to not issue
Leave
any
me
weapon.
with my fucking hunting gun.
Yeah, and they essentially, then once you have your armor, and it says you're going to be loaded, essentially, you're put. A door opens up, and you're able to walk into a room where you can see lots of other people in your kind of armor, all kind of crowding around.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
The question is, how many are voluntary and how many aren't?
That is a question that you can try and discover on your own. Might take some time to figure that one out, but you know, I'm sure you could do
I'm
it.
just gonna walk in with a fucking smile on my face and kind of look around.
All right. You can tell that you're clearly in some sort of a mess hall, where there's lots of tables and chairs and such scattered about. And as you're kind of sitting around here and stuff, you can see that there's different kind of cliques already starting to form, like people who are like have similar number identifications. Like,
Of course.
Like of different.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you want to, you can go sit with your 600 numbers if you'd like, or you can try and.
There's a whole 600 squad.
Yeah, yeah. Well, because there's 100 people in every. Like numbers get kind of reassigned. Like the guy who died, like the 500s, you can tell are a bit short. The 300s are short. The 600s are fully, like, everyone's there. There's 700s are fully there. Well, not died, but he's not. I'm sorry, that was the wrong choice of words. He's not here, like, with you.
I'm like,
You know
my
what I mean?
512? No.
No, he's still alive. No, I'm sorry, he's still alive. That was a poor choice of words.
Should have had him eat the cookie.
No, no. I'm sorry, that was my bad.
No, you're good.
But you know what I mean? Like, he's not here. He chose it because he has a different profession.
Yeah.
Kind of a thing.
Which is sad.
Yeah.
Because I like, even in a murder me kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go. I'm just gonna, I'm gonna go around from each fucking group and introduce myself.
That sounds fantastically like a bad idea, which is why I love it. So
yeah,
I'm gonna. You go up to the first group, the 100 series, and they're like, "What are you doing here, Sixer?"
I figured I'd introduce myself to everyone.
And they're like, "Well, what's your number then?" Because
623.
And they kind of look at you, and the guy who you're talking to, you can see, I'm number 100. I'm in charge of this little pack. And
very nice.
And you can tell that he probably is a volunteer because he seems like he's very much
very pride about what he's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, I was the first one to sign up. Got the best number of the whole damn platoon.
That's awesome.
Because
I'm sure they'll be under great care with you leading them.
Right. And the other guys in the background, they're kind of shaking their heads because he's not actually above anyone else's rank.
Yeah, he's just 100.
He's just number 100. Yeah. He's like, well, I don't know how much our squads are going to be working together, but I'll tell you one thing. When we get to that other Earth chunk, I'll be sure to give you a helping hand.
Glad to hear it. Let me know if you ever need anything. See y'all later. Just kind of waved all the 100s.
All right, and they're all kind of there. And there's about 100 of them. Like, this is a big-ass cafeteria.
Most of the 100 has survived.
Yeah. And then you walk over to the 200s. There's not as many. There's maybe about 70 of them who are there.
Hi, everybody. It's 623, just meeting all the different squads and then, numbers.
One of the guys there actually says, he like whispers to you, he's like, dude, why are you saying your number? Like, we're people. You don't have to fucking like dive into corporate shenanigans.
Because the guy who was number 100 is insane.
And the guy's like, yeah, well, he's like, fair enough. And he kind of looks over at him, and he sees the other guy kind of like dancing around, kind of walking around his squad, like trying to make him sit up straight and all that. And he's like, yeah, well, my name's Derek, and you don't need to
JJ,
call me.
Nice to meet
you. Yeah. He's kind of concerned about him walking around and such.
Yeah, he's definitely enjoying his job.
Right. Even though he's not actually special. And he's like, yeah, well, listen, I'd try and not cause too much trouble around here. Might be best to sit with your own people. And you can see that some of the other 200s are kind of like staring at you two talking.
Of course. Well, I'm just here to offer help to anyone who needs it, no matter the number.
He's like, how very not racist of you. And and he kind of chuckles, and and because he's just
Yeah.
not trying to be serious. He's not
Yeah,
stupid.
because we're numbers.
Yeah. And as you walk around, you head over to are you still gonna keep walking around, or are you gonna head to the?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna meet everybody. Fuck it.
All right, cool. So you walk over to the 300s. They're a little lower in number as well, I believe I said, and there's about 50 of them. And
Hi everybody.
And you can see a really chubby guy actually is there, which is quite surprising considering the tests.
Yeah. Well, considering my test,
Right.
I don't know what the fuck his tests were.
And he
Also,
said,
he could be terrifying.
and he's number 374, and he says, "Well, hello there," and he's quite happy. And he like, my family's been doing this for generations.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he's like, "You betcha!" And we come from the longest line of rich people in all of our sector in Portland, and you're surprised, and you can tell why he's rich because he's fucking bad as shit. Yeah, and then one of his mates actually you hear him whisper like, "No wonder he got in."
Well, congratulations.
Yeah, and he says, "Glad to see someone actually being positive around here." And he kind of elbows some guy who looks like he was homeless before, who probably wasn't supposed to be here.
Probably got loped in like I did.
Right. And he's like, "Well, oh no, go ahead. You can talk." Yeah.
Well, make the best of your situation, I guess.
Right. And he you can tell he's looking a bit a little bit too happy for someone who should be here right now, because you can tell he probably hasn't fully realized what he's actually going to be doing.
He has no idea what his job is.
Yeah.
He thinks he's on a nice pleasure cruise.
Right. And as you walk around to the 4s, they're full. They're a full group, and you can see that they're all talking about just some interesting you don't really know what it's about, but it's essentially stuff from their hometowns and stuff.
Yeah.
Kind of talk about their jobs and such. A lot of them being steel strippers, actually.
Oh.
And
just kind of give a quick, hey everyone.
Yeah, and they'll kind of look at you like, hey. You can tell they don't really talk much to people because it's just
Yeah.
how they are. You try and talk to them, but they don't really respond.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Just introducing myself, JJ. Have a great day. If you ever need anything, come by.
Right. Exactly.
And continue on.
Yeah, and then you finally get to your 6s.
We're skipping over 5.
No, I thought I said 5. Oh, whoops. Sorry.
That was 4.
Fuck, that was 4. I gotta make up something different about all of them. Okay, for 5, you know what? To be honest, for 5, there's as I've arbitrarily decided just now, it's only about 20 of them.
You did say a lot of them were missing.
Yeah.
So.
And and you're surprised by this actually, because this is the lowest group out of anyone here. And you figure, because just like your 512, whatever profession they had probably wasn't very well suited for the tests.
Unfortunate. Well, I mean, that guy would have, against pretty much anyone else, I'm pretty sure he would have made it.
Probably.
That guy 100% would have been one of them. Holy shit.
Yeah, but these 20 are they're talking about their time in prison. And you can tell these are actually just hardened criminals that were picked up, that weren't weak chumps, that weren't pushed over in prison.
Yeah.
Like the guys who ran the gangs in there.
Yeah. They're the badasses.
Yeah. And as you walk by, you overhear them talking about how they plan to use rocket launchers and stuff. How that they chose to use grenade launchers and things. And then the other guys were mocking them, being like, "Nah, dude, you're not gonna have any shots with that thing." And
I only need one.
Yeah. Yeah. No, they're going back and forth, talking shit.
Just kind of introduce my. Hello, everyone. I'm 523 JJ. Just introducing myself to everyone. Let me know if you're. Yes. I said 523.
As you say 523, 523 walks up to you, and he kind of looks.
623. My bad.
He looks at you and he says, "You trying to steal my number, boy?"
No, new number. Still getting used to it.
And he says, "You
would
better
never
be."
dream of taking your number.
He's
all you.
Yeah, he looks pretty upset. He's like, "I better not find you on the ground. There can only be one 523."
Well, that's fine because I'm 623.
And he says, "That's not what you said, and that's not what I heard."
You know what? You're right. And tell you what, if I find you on the ground, I'll erase you from existence.
And he
And just
kind
kind of have my hand on the fucking knife and turn it on.
Okay. Yeah, and he's over there with his just like rifle, and he's kind of like, "Oh," he's kind of surprised you have a knife because
Yeah, I'm,
it's usually one weapon per person.
yeah. The insanity is just clicked in.
And he looks down at his like belt, and he has like because you had a knife, they didn't give you one, but
Yeah.
they all have like regular knives, and he's kind of looking at it like, "Huh," and that's it. He just kind of goes
Just
back
kind
to
of
his
wave.
weapons. Yeah.
Have a good day, y'all.
Yep.
Walk over to
As they meet up,
I can match crazy very quickly.
I can tell. But no, yeah, you get over there and you can see them, and they're like, "Hey, welcome to the group."
Close to my life.
Yeah.
There's been quite a few occasions of me having to be a little too good at this.
Right.
Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah. So you're the Sixers. They're like, "Oh, welcome to the group," and they're like, "Well, where are you from?"
I'm from little town outside of Vancouver.
And they're like, "Oh, that's great. I'm up front at Alaska." Says kind of a gangly looking guy.
Nice.
Yeah. And he's like, "Yeah, they picked me up and brought me down here. Not sure why. I just been using my regular old hunting rifle from the olden days." And you can tell it's actually like kind of like a nice 22 kind of rifle
Nice.
that he has with him. He said, "It's my great, and he starts like going off.
Yeah.
And you realize it's probably not going to stop. So
just with the biggest smile on my face, I'm super glad there's another hunter.
yeah, and that's kind of like you can tell kind of your categories, like your kind of profession.
Yeah, we're all hunters.
Yeah, and there's some other guys there with like actual sniper rifles and stuff. That are
Oh, fuck yeah.
and other guys with
Hunting
shotguns
squad.
and yeah, just kind of hunting stuff. Nothing crazy.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. And and the guy who's listing off all his greats that like has a buddy next to him, and he's like, "Jim, you don't need to go through every single great. You could do greats. Those are much more reasonable." And he kind of winks at you, and he's like, "Right, my great." And he starts over. Yeah.
Just kind of like shake my head, and, like
Yeah.
just kind of smile.
Right. And then he kind of walks over to you. He's like, "Hey, the name's Carl, and I'm probably gonna be the one in charge of these runts."
Well, it's great to meet you, Carl. Name's JJ.
He's like, "No last name, huh?"
No last name. Didn't have one.
Well, that's lazy. And,
Fair enough.
Yeah. And he's like, "Well, welcome to the crew. Now, I hadn't seen you walking around here. We're probably not going to see any of these fellers ever again. Don't let them be scaring you or nothing."
Oh no, I'm fine. Just figured I'd give them a face to think of. You know, someone as pretty as me.
And as you're talking to them, intercom goes on, and it says incoming recruits, and you can see more people, kind of like you did, like when the door opens and stuff, of people walking in with their own armor and such, and you can see them like kind of stand over by like where some people you've already met, and you can see the 3s are getting kind of bolstered up with the 5s and all that. And they're like, "Due to limited supply of bodies, we will be combining Squad 7 and 8.
Ooh.
And they will be redesignated to Squad 0.
Oh.
And they kind of get put together, and and Squad 7, you can tell, is like kind of the underage group, like people who aren't 18, so they're kind of like kids and stuff. And Group 8 is old people.
Oh, great.
So they're kind of mushed together in a weird.
The old women and children and dying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
All good stuff.
Group 0 is the Death Clan.
Yeah, and even one old guy who's like he's like hanging out, and he's like he looks around, and he's like, "I'm only 40," and they're like, and someone else on actually like who sounds like a tech guy. He's like, yes, sir. You will be in charge of this misfit group. You are the youngest qualified individual with leadership skills. And he's like, well, this sucks.
Oh, it's like nightmare. Hell no.
So
Trying to lead old and young people? Fuck that.
Yeah, no, it's
Sucks
bad.
to be that guy.
And then they're like, and then actually on top of like a podium that rises from the ground, you can see some androids actually that are standing around, and you can actually see the president of the UEL actually standing on the podium with like a blast shield and stuff. And again, like some very like these androids look pretty muscular. They're not like something like from iRobot or anything. They're like Terminator kind of.
Oh yeah, they're like fucking monsters.
Right. And they're standing around, and he's like, well, and the president's like, welcome everybody to your new home, or home away from home, I should say. As you can see here, I've brought my friends with me. If you guys try anything funny with those weapons, please do not make us terminate you, or we have to do some major reassignments, and that is not something I want to deal with.
Not saying this out loud.
Mm-hmm.
Not even gonna think it.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking this as a person in meta.
Mm-hmm.
That's some balls.
I know, right?
Holy shit! You just armed a whole fucking massive chunk of people.
It's about 1,000 men, yeah.
Yeah, and then went. I brought like 8 dudes. Fuck you. Holy shit, the cojones on this guy.
Yeah, and he's not wearing any armor actually. He's just in his like nice presidential uniform. Yeah, and
this guy fucking clearly thinks he's immortal.
And then you can see one guy from the like the threes. He's kind of like questionative because he's holding like a really nice sniper rifle, and he's like, and he kind of like he takes aim at the at one of the robots, and he kind of whispers like, "Let's try out this target practice, huh?" And he fucking like shoots like he shoots a bullet at one of the robots, and the robot kind of like doesn't even acknowledge him. That's it.
Fucking Christ!
There's no damage. Nothing. They don't even care. Yeah.
Oh, that guy's getting a shit assignment.
It's like end tier kind of robots.
Yeah, like you give 0 shit.
That no one would be able to beat right now. Yeah, because again, androids are pretty.
Also, those are shitty androids though, because no one tried. Like, if he would have shot the actual president, that guy would have fucked.
Yeah, it's just because they know the androids know the weapons can't do anything to them, so they don't care.
Right.
They don't.
No,
care.
I know, but I'm just thinking like this fucking dumbass had a chance to get like the main guy out, and instead took a pot shot at the robot.
Right. And as the president doesn't even acknowledge this. He just keeps talking. He doesn't care. He's like, as you all know, there's lots of expeditions going around trying to get to the next chunk. Unfortunately, we've been having some disappearances of our drones. And while we have sent expeditions out before, none have yet returned any of our signals. So, we're sending out the first batch of live troopers, and we hope that you all will do your best job at getting to the next chunk.
That sounds like it'll end well.
He's like, the reason why you've been grouped into your own individual sections is because we don't have enough space on one ship for everyone. So you'll all be heading off individually. Best of luck to your pilots. And yeah, and then behind him, actually, all of the pilots come out, and they're all androids as well, actually.
Oh, good.
And he says, each one of these androids has been created with an artificial mapping system that's going to be using the path of our drone in order to take you to the next chunk. Should you have any troubles along the way, these androids are programmed to reroute back to Earth to try again. Obviously not their Earth, but our Earth. And he kind of chuckles.
Right.
And he's like, ha ha ha, because he like made a joke because it's all Earth, but
fucking Christ.
Yeah. And he says, now, in the event of any possible extraterrestrial findings you might discover, please report them immediately to our science division. And more androids walk out, because obviously all of the staff of the ship are not people, because obviously they don't trust like actual, like obviously all the real officials aren't going to go on these trips.
Right.
And on these androids, actually, for the science division, you see there's actually like iPad kind of monitors, and there's like scientists just kind of waving.
Fucking just like, hey, have fun.
Yeah, they're like ready to go in their, back at home base. Yeah, and he's like, now, in the event that there's any infighting between you runts, we have a perfectly reasonable solution to this. It's called an eject button. And don't try anything. And he says specific, and one of the guys in the around, you can't tell who's saying it, but he asks, he says, why would you fling us out into space if you're going to give us, if you're going to put all this money into us? And he says, oh, don't worry, we're not going to be losing any of our assets. We'll simply disable your oxygen mask. And he's like,
Smart.
oh,
Just recover the body.
Yep. Yep.
Well played.
Yep. And
can't be mad at that. There's some forethought gone into that.
Yep. And he says, now then, each of you will be traveling the same path in kind of a conga line kind of scenario. But again, hopefully there should be no issues on your travels. And we'll be sending out escort ships to take you as far as we can, provided their fuels stay intact. I hope you all get some good rest as we bunk up and get ready for the long journey ahead of us. Of course, I'm not going, but you can pretend I'm going. And
you'll be there in spirit.
Right. And then the podium starts to lower. And surprisingly, actually, you see, I guess, perception check.
All right, that's going to be a 12.
You barely manage to see what looks like a little shadow fall onto the podium. And you see immediately all the androids rush, turn to face the president, and the one on its left, its chest opens, and a claw reaches out and grabs the object and pulls it inside of itself, and then closes. And you just hear a little poof, and then when it's done, the droid opens its body up, and you see little chunks of grenade fall out of it.
Oh, someone just dropped a grenade on the fucking dude.
And you can see the president, he just kind of yawns, and as it's going
damn.
down.
This guy's got cojones for days.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's going to be fun when he eventually gets found without his guards.
Right. Yeah. So you're all then, or kind of like in a slaughter line, of cows. You're kind of told where to go to get to your ships to board.
Cool.
You kind of board, and then you're on the ship. It's pretty straightforward. You have all your stuff already. They're not gonna there's no processing or anything. There's no airline security or nothing. And one guy even jokes he's like, "Hey, where's our peanuts?" and then someone behind him whispers, "I'm gonna pee on your nuts, dude." Yeah, a lot of jokes in this D&D game. Yeah.
I like. Oh, I hope 523 starts a fight and gets disintegrated.
All right, so you're all escorted to your quarters, and it's actually quite nice, considering you were not volunteered. But the problem is, since they don't know what number you're going to get, they have to make it all as nice as possible.
Right.
For the volunteers who actually who are loyal. So even though you didn't want to come, you still have actually a perfectly nice room.
Okay with this.
Kind of like you'd expect in a ship, like a boat.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's got a bed, you got a table, and actually, what's interesting, you actually in the intercom you can hear your butler's voice actually from your house.
Is it the same butler, or is it just the same program?
It just all you know is it says, "Hello, sir. Are you welcome with your current arrangements?"
It's pretty nice. Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Yeah, and he says, "Would you like some spit?"
You know what? I think I'm good for today. Just some water.
He says, "Right away," and then a little water glass fills up and is presented to you.
Just stare at the water.
Okay. It's not your.
I'm paranoid.
Sure.
I have poison cookies in my pocket. Did you forget that?
I know you do.
There's reason to be suspicious at all times.
And then the you see a little scanner go down, and a hologram pops up of like a woman android kind of thing, and she says, "Hello, I'm going to be your personal servant during the journey of your expedition. You're welcome to talk to me anytime you don't want to talk to real people. You'll find that my functions are quite useful for those who have." And then it cuts, and then it's just a guy. He's like, mental instability, struggling to understand others. If you're deaf, if you're blind,
Oh, I hope no blind guy got stuck on this gig.
if you suffer from any illnesses that are not readily available in our medical center.
Oh, this poor fuck. There's one. I know there's one blind guy out here. I don't know how he passed the test, but he's out here. He's having a hard day.
And he says, in the event that you feel lonely during your time due to lack of female companionship, please do not use the service drones for any such desires, as they are not programmed to deal with this and may harm some of your extremities.
Oh, someone tried to fuck a robot, didn't they? I bet it was one of the fucking 500 crew.
If you are in need to relieve yourself, please go ahead and use the lavatory. We have plenty of instructional material for those who may be their first time.
Oh dear God.
And then it cuts back and it says, "So, is there anything I could get you to make your stay more comfortable?"
Fine.
And okay, and then the robot and female android kind of nods and goes away. And you're free to do what you want. You can wander around, like you're good to go. You're in the ship. You can hear the engines kind of rumble as they take off.
We'll stop our D&D session.
Okay.
Here.
Sure, no problem. Yeah.
We've been going for 4 hours.
No, we've only been going for 2.5 hours.
Oh no, 11. We started at 11:30. Never mind. I think we started at 11.
Okay.
Still, break time.
Because I've been recording. No, it's fine. We can stop. It's totally fine.
Plus, we've hit quite a few good points for